It is Thursday, November 11th. It is time to get in the weeds. I'm Jeremy Lambert. That is SP3. And SP3, we're going to start this show a little bit differently today because it's not about us anymore. It's never about us. You know who it is always about? It's always about the man who created all of wrestling. Not just women's wrestling, not just independent wrestling, not just mainstream wrestling, but all of wrestling. We must behold the king of credit. Triple H, everybody. Triple H.
Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate you. This is not about me. This is not about me being in the spotlight. I was forced to be out here, but I just want to let everybody know I am the most objective person in the world. I think I'm the most objective person, and there's a lot of qualifications to be in the weeds. You have to feel your feet on grass. You have to touch the weeds. You might even have to break off the weed and break it up. You might have to roll it up. But there's a lot of qualifications that make you in the weeds. But I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, as the most objective person ever, even though I have said other people are in the weeds. I said Vince McMahon was in the weeds. I said Tony Khan was in the weeds because that's what he does. He gets on the weed. I said that Joe Pearl was in the weeds, but you want to know who's the greatest in the weeds of all time? Ladies and gentlemen, for the final time, on Tuesday, November 11, 2025 at 10:08 a.m. Eastern Time. Yes, I am dragging this out because I'm a blowhard. This is what we do. John Cena!
Folks, our poll question today, that's about to go up right now. Okay, here we go. Get it to work. How much television time does Triple H deserve? That is the question for today. All right? How much TV time does Triple H deserve? And your options, mind you, are all of it, or all of it.
Nah, you didn't use that right. It should have been all of it, 100%, 100 out of 100.
All right, I'll change it. I gotta end that one. I can't restart it now. Oh no!
Oh damn it!
Oh, did I just screw up the own poll here that I can't restart it?
Oh no!
That's not good. Oh, there. Okay, I think it closed. Okay, yeah, I can do it. All right. So, how much TV time does Triple H deserve? All of it, 100%. Oh, what we do option. Yeah, that's actually.
Yeah, this is what we do.
Yeah. 100 out of 100. This is what we do. All right, any other options? Oh, I can only add 4 options, so.
You should put fantastical. I'm sorry. Ever since I heard him say we're trying to create these stories that are fantastical, it goes above wrestling. We have to have more memes of Triple H using words that he probably never used before, and heard one person use it, and now he's just running with it. Fantastical. I know he doesn't use that in regular everyday conversation.
All right, we have all of it, 100% fantastical time, and this is what we do. That is our poll for today, everybody. Make sure you vote on this very proper and important poll question for the day of how much television time does Triple H deserve? Folks, we have a gigantic show today. I see Joel in the chat. I've invited Joel to join us today. Possibly at the end, maybe now if he is free. But I was thinking till the end, but he might not be able to make it at the end. I've talked about this on the past couple episodes. On Friday, we discussed the possibility of me being Mr. Elegance. Do you know what Mr. Elegance is, SP3? Do you know?
I have no idea what any of this is going on. I've been reading in our group chat for the past couple of days, all the planning and details that went into this, and I've just been out of the loop whatsoever because one of the rare occasions I didn't watch In the Weeds was Friday's show and yesterday's show.
Well, you don't need. I mean, you do need to watch this show, but this is based on a TNA thing. So I know nobody watches TNA outside of Joel. They are doing a Mr. Elegance contest, SP3. So you could be part of the by Elegance. Yes, allegedly.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't watched TNA since Bound for Glory. So
yeah, nobody has. But they are doing a Mr. Elegance contest. They're actually allegedly receiving submissions for this thing. So we decided
who would do that?
Well, we decided on Friday that I should try to sign up and be Mr. Elegance. I clipped a lot of my greatest highlights throughout the history of me doing shows. You know, there's a bunch of them. SP3. Highlights, lowlights, whatever you want to call them. There's a bunch of them. I clipped those, and then yesterday I recorded intros for these clips. I sent all of these clips off to Joel Pearl, and Joel Pearl has created a masterpiece of a video here to highlight my elegance and why I should be Mr. Elegance. The video is done, folks. The submission video is done. I'm not going to premiere it until Joel is here, though. I can't premiere it without Joel. He needs to be here for this. So, if Joel joins us at the end of the show, we will premiere it at the end of the show. If not, if he's unable to join us because he has other things going on, I don't know what he has going on besides, this show should be his life. I don't get it, but whatever. We will premiere the Mr. Elegance video tomorrow on this show. Folks, I promise you.
Oh, sorry, I'm not going to be here for that. So look at that.
You can show up tomorrow, SP3.
Look at that. You're willing to show it. You only want to show it when Joel's here because Joel
put it all together.
It should feel like a family affair, and you're just ready to show it without me being here. That's ridiculous.
You can be here, SP3. You know that.
I don't feel welcome anymore.
You didn't know it was going on. You didn't even know this was happening.
I don't feel welcome anymore.
You have a key to the house. What do you mean you don't feel welcome anymore?
I don't feel welcome anymore. Y'all lock the top lock. Y'all never lock the top lock. All I have is the bottom key.
Isn't it the same? Like, there isn't two separate keys.
No. I live in New York. There is two separate keys for the bottom. Two separate keys for the bottom and top.
Fair. All right. Well, when both Joel and SP3 are here, we will premiere this video. Either Joel's got to show up today or you got to show up tomorrow because we ain't waiting until Thursday to do this thing. We're doing it tomorrow at the latest, all right? It's really good or really terrible, depending on your perspective of things. Depending on how you want to look at this, it's either really good or really bad. I do have an endorsement from TNA Hall of Famer, one half of the beautiful people, Angelina Love, as well. We're going to add that to the end of the video. I don't know if we're going to put that in the one that airs here, but Angelina Love has endorsed me. I'm trying to get an endorsement from AJ Francis, who threatened to kill me because he didn't know what Mr. Elegance was. I'm trying to get an endorsement from Matt Hardy, who probably has no idea what Mr. Elegance is either. Yeah. These people they don't watch their own product. You know what I mean?
Hey, I can get you someone to endorse. I can get
from TNA. I can
work. Not from TNA.
Oh no, it's got to be from TNA. Like
someone who has TNA history.
Okay, who?
I'll let you know.
Okay. I mean, Angelina Love's a pretty big deal of endorsement on this, right? You know what I mean? Like, one half of the beautiful people, like the original Elegances, TNA Hall of Famer. That's a pretty big deal.
I have someone who was in creative.
Oh, I don't know if that's good or bad for TNA. Being a TNA creator.
He was a part of creative in the good days, which was like 1 year.
Yeah,
so
okay.
he was a part of that 1 year.
All right. Yes, Will. There is an email to submit this to. So I don't think this is a real thing. I mean, it's a real thing. They're doing it. But I think it's much like the librarian, where it's like, hey, send your submissions. Like, they already had Leva Bates picked out for that.
Yeah.
Nobody was going to be the librarian outside of Leva Bates. I'm pretty sure this is the same gimmick where it's, hey, submit your submissions, but they have whoever they want, whichever independent wrestler they want as Mr. Elegance. That will be Mr. Elegance. I don't care.
It's TNA, though. So
they
don't have that.
Maybe they don't. But I don't care either way. I'm submitting this video. We did the work on the video. We will submit it.
You.
And even if I don't win the actual Mr. Elegance, which I should, mind you, this video is going to be so good and get so much traction, and there's going to be such a movement that TNA is going to have no choice but to sign me. I'm going to get a 1-year deal with TNA. I'm going to be Mr. Elegance, the stand-in. You know, in like theater where you have like the shadow and the stand-in, that's going to be me. I'm going to be Mr. Elegance.
I believe in you, Jeremy. I believe in you.
All right, folks. That's either the end of this episode if Joel Pearl shows up. Because, again, I don't know why he has a life outside of this show. Makes no sense to me. Or tomorrow, whenever SP3 shows up. That's when we're going to premiere this video.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Leave a thumbs up on this video that you are currently watching, everyone.
Indeed.
Subscribe to the channel, leave a super chat, get your question, comment, statement read on the air, all of that fun stuff. SP3, before we get into all of the professional wrestling that happened last night, that's never any fun. I did watch the end of season 2 of Atlanta, and I watched the first episode of season 3 of Atlanta. I'm enjoying it as I expected to enjoy it. We talked a little bit about the first half of the second season with the barbershop episode and the Teddy Perkins episode and everything. So we kind of got through the first half of the second season. And then the second half, I got to like rack my brain of remembrance here, even though it was literally just a couple days ago of what happened. So
I do know for the second half of season 2 has one of my favorite episodes, which is Woods. Woods is good. Is the Paperboy episode.
Yeah, that's a good episode.
Where he gets robbed, he gets jacked, he almost gets stabbed by that homeless person.
Yeah,
but that homeless person, it felt like that was just in his head.
Like, it felt like that was a hallucination. Yeah,
because he has the hallucination at the beginning of the episode where he hears his mother, because it's the anniversary of his mother's passing. And then, you think that it's like something in his head when he meets that homeless person. By
that episode takes a wild turn because like the first part of it is like, oh, he's just hanging out with like the other, it's just a rapper influencer, whatever, and it's like, oh, this is like fine, but they're clearly not connecting. She wants to do things one way. He's like, nah, I got to keep it real. And then all of a sudden, he's ended up in the woods after getting beat up by some teenagers and everything. Like that's just a wild turn episode. You know what episode? I know this isn't season 2. The first episode of season 3, that's a wild episode.
Yeah, because that's why I wanted to talk about season 2 before you watch season 3, because I wanted to warn you, because I try to warn all my friends, if you're watching Atlanta back, you got to get warned. Season 3 is not like the other 2 seasons. It's not going to follow Earn and Paperboy as closely as seasons 1 and 2 did, as they do have anthology episodes. But you did watch one of the best anthology episodes, 3 Slaps. Oh my God. It's ridiculous. It's because it's based off true stories. Like that's the craziest part, is when after I watched the story, I learned everything of how Donald Glover made this, that there actually is a river I think it's in Georgia, where it was basically built on top of a slave town. A town that had slaves. And so the story that the white guy is telling the black guy at the beginning of when they're on the boat, saying that this was built on top of it's actually a true story. And it's Lake Vanier it's actually a legend. There's actually like multiple videos of people talking about the most dangerous places or the scariest places to be in the United States of America. And literally it's multiple videos of people saying the top 5 scariest places to be in America: Lake Vanier, Lake Vanier, Lake Vanier, Lake Vanier, and Lake Vanier. So like this episode was so crazy because it starts off with them like telling the story, and then you see all the hands grabbing him, and then that's also a callback, if you remember, from I think it's episode 1, where Ern is talking to Van when they're in the bed together, and he said, "Man, I had this weird dream where I was swimming and all these hands kept grabbing at me and pulling me down." That's what happens at the beginning of season 3, episode 1. So I love the symmetry, and the writing on Atlanta is unlike any other comedy you ever see.
Yeah, I mean, Donald Glover's really good, just in general. He's fantastic. But I was definitely thrown off of this episode. I was like, what is happening here? Like, I like the effectively the cold open where they're in the boat and they're talking about, and then it, goes the creep out where the dude gets pulled after the white dude becomes a zombie and everything. And then, there's nothing until the very end with Ern and Paperboy and everything. Like, it felt very, it felt like I don't know when the timelines came out. This is like the prequel to Get Out here, where this white family just has some black children, and they're effectively using them.
Feeding them raw chicken?
Yeah, raw.
Oh my
God.
Dude.
When she's like, "Oh, we're going to get some fried chicken," and then it's like the rawest chicken. I was like, what is this? Oh, yeah. It's an insane episode, though, because we talked about it last week of, like, you don't really, like, need to watch the episodes. You can, like, drop in and kind of know, like, not everything kind of goes together. And this was one of those episodes of, like, if you have never seen an episode of Atlanta, you just drop in right here, you're not really missing anything from the past few seasons.
And there's like, I think it's like 4 episodes in the season that's anthology episodes that have nothing to do with Paperboy and Ern, and this was one of them. And they all kind of connect by the end of stuff. But yeah, I thought this one was probably the best one. 3 slaps, especially just the beginning part with Laquarius, with his granddad slapping him 3 times.
Yeah.
He was like, "Do the dance, do the dance." "Nah, you want to dance in the class? Do the dance." I was like, I died laughing before we even get to the white people family. And then the mother just saying, "Oh, you want to call the police? Go with them."
Yeah, she was like, "Just leave. Go ahead. You want to get out of here? Go. Call the police." He's like, "I didn't do anything." Like, "Nah, go. It's fine." I was like, damn.
The white couple calls him, because his name is
Larry. Yeah.
Larry.
I was like, what the hell? They don't got washcloths in that place either. I was like, what? They got no washcloths out here?
And then Laquarius' reaction to going to see Black Panther 2 is based on a viral video. It's the viral video. I think you've seen it before, of the lunch table with the black kid who's dancing. That's when the school is going to see Black Panther, so that's based on that. And then the kid getting slapped because he danced at the school, that's based on a viral video as well. And then the ending with how Laquarius and the kids were found on like the highway away from the parents, that's also based on a true story. So all of this was based on true stories that he made it into one episode. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a great episode. I started the second episode of season 3, and I was falling asleep. So I only got like 10 minutes in or whatever, so I don't fully know what happened. But the first 10 minutes of that solidified that Darius is my favorite character.
Oh, Darius is the GOAT. I'm like, everybody who watches Atlanta, it takes them a while. It takes them to like the middle of season 2. It's like after Teddy Perkins, and then the next couple of episodes when you see Darius, it's like, yeah, he's the best character. He is the best character here.
Him just chilling, and he's in like Amsterdam or wherever, and Ern is like, oh, "What you doing?" He's like, "I'm just high as hell. I'm just walking around." I'm like, all right. I respect this, Darius. Darius is fantastic.
Just enjoy the scenery. It's like, "Can you pick up Van?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And then he just shows up in like a freaking some like airport shuttle.
Yeah. He's like, "Ern paid for it. That tour life right now. It's good." He's got that giant jacket on. He's like, you want mine? We can go get you one.
He has no worries whatsoever. He's
no,
like, I think this is Tupac. It's Tupac in the bed.
I don't remember if it was first season, second season. I think it was first season. But the episode where like Ern needs money and he's like trading in stuff. And he's like, oh, I can get you this sword. Oh, we traded it for a dog. And then no, we get this in like 3 months or so. And Ern's like, what? Like that is a great episode. That's like really Darius right there. This is who he is.
That is the episode that you first learn about Darius because it's so great. I still remember the final thing he tells Erd. He was like, now we're friends. We're best friends now.
Yeah. Oh, we have breaking news, SP3.
Uh-oh.
The Dallas Mavericks and owner Patrick Dumont are expected to fire general manager Nico Harrison at 10 a.m. Central Time, which is about 30 minutes from now, on Tuesday. The Mavericks are firing Harrison 9 months after the jarring and stunning Luka Doncic trade, a move for which Dumont took accountability and accepted as a mistake in a courtside interaction with a fan on Monday night. This dude.
It's like what did he expect? What did he expect? And all of you people, oh my God, I've seen so many clips over this week because everybody wants to make a video about, oh, we were so wrong about the Los Angeles Lakers. We were so wrong about This is why we tell y'all, just watch In the Weeds. I try to tell you the Los Angeles Lakers are going to be all right this season. But people were acting like they shocked over the Lakers play, and it's just made this trade look even worse. And all the people like Kendrick Perkins and other people on TV that was like, oh, the Dallas Mavericks won this trade, or Dallas can turn this around. There was no shot. This is they have a curse now on them after what they did last season with that trade. Like, you don't treat one of the top 5 best players in the world that way and think that it's all going to be roses and pixies and you're going to get what you want and you're going to be a contender for a championship the next year after. You're going to be one of the worst teams. You're going to be back in the lottery. Congratulations.
Everyone knew this trade was awful. Everyone knew this was a god-awful trade. The fact that players and coaches saw this trade and were like, was Shams hacked? What happened here? That's not the reaction you want when a trade comes out. Wait a second. Did he misreport this? Was he hacked on this? Because there's no way this is a legitimate trade. Turns out it was legitimate. Everyone knew it was bad. Your defense
that's actually a great comment by Boggs in the chat, by the way.
You mean he took Adam Silver's dirty deal to rig the lottery at 1.8%, then get fired with a huge severance package? Spoiler, NBA's dirty. Fantastical levels.
Fantastical levels.
Your defense of this was that, we're going to build team defense by trading for a 32-year-old aging second option. That's how you're going to build team defense. Mind you, less than a year after the team you constructed went to the finals, you decided to trade a top 5 player. You got lucky in winning the lottery. Do I think it was rigged? Maybe. But you got lucky in winning the lottery and getting Cooper Flag. But then you didn't do anything to shore up, hey, maybe you should get a ball handler on this team since Kyrie is out. D'Angelo Russell, shocker. Not the option. Not it.
No, that didn't work out.
Not only was D'Angelo Russell not the option, but this team was built to highlight the strengths of Luka Doncic. That's why they got PJ Washington, Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford. Like, they surrounded Luka with guys who don't really need the ball, who screen well, who play defense, and who roll hard and shoot from 3. And that's why they got Klay Thompson, even though Klay's kind of washed at this point. But last year, he was okay. Well, last year he was okay. This year, yeah.
Okay.
Last year was fine. Like, what did he shoot from 3 last year? I feel like he shot pretty well.
Yeah, he shot pretty well.
Defensively, he's been washed. Like that hasn't been ever since the injury. He's kind of been washed defensively. He shot 39% from three last year. It's not like peak Clay levels, but he's at 26% this year.
It's awful. It's not even playable. He can't shoot the ball anymore. Like it's over.
Yeah, he can't shoot and he can't defend. Like he's just he's useless out there. But you got him last year because he was a compliment to Luka Doncic. And they never gave the team last year a shot because they weren't healthy for most of the year. Luka was in and out. Kyrie was in and out. Lively was banged up and everything. And then they made this trade. So then they added a big. And then in the offseason, instead of doing the smart thing and being like, you know what, as much as we like Daniel Gafford, we should probably move him because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively on this team when we have 0 wings and guards
and to no go ball handlers
and Cooper Flag. Yeah, Cooper Flag's a bigger forward as well. So you got 5 kind of supersized small power forwards here. Like you need to probably get a guard in there. And instead of trading Gafford, maybe even trading Lively because he had a lot of value, although I would have kept them. Like instead of trading these guys, like, no, we're just gonna run a jumbo-sized lineup that can't handle the ball and they can't get others involved in the action. And really none of these guys, outside of Flag, who's a rookie who doesn't quite have all of that yet, can't even create their own shot. So that was gonna be their full lineup. This dude tried to say, like, oh, I'm going to be judged on this trade 3 to 4 years from now, and I might not even... You didn't even make it a year.
You didn't even make a year.
You made it 9 months.
It hasn't been a year. This happened in February, folks. February of this year.
Absolutely just absurd that this trade ever happened. And then it was defended in this way. And of course he got fired. Oh, Brian's in the chat. Brian, I'm so sorry. We had Brian on after the Luka trade. And
he did.
Brian was understandably so very sad and depressed.
He was dreaming. He was dreaming of this day.
I mean, yeah, I think most Mavericks fans were.
For the last 9 months, every Mavs fan has dreamed of the same thing. This day.
Just baffling that any of this happened, but it did. And now Nico doesn't have a job. He kind of won them the game last night. He won Milwaukee the game. I don't know if you saw the end of the game though, but PJ Washington got fouled on a 3-point shot. The Bucks were up 2. PJ Washington got fouled on a 3-point shot. He made the first, he missed the second, and then the Milwaukee fans chanted "Fire Nico," and he missed the third. And the Milwaukee Bucks won the game. And that will be Nico Harrison's second legacy. You're not going to escape the legacy of the Luka Doncic trade. But your second legacy...
Luka Doncic.
I don't know why opposing fans are chanting "Fire Nico." They should be wanting this guy in the front office still. Please keep Nico should be a chant.
Man, I'm asking all Laker fans in the next home game, please chant, "Bring back Nico."
Thank you, Nico.
Or thank you, Nico. Thank you, Nico. Great stuff. Going out a champ. We're gonna retire his jersey and
I mean the Lakers should, honestly. What is it if you go that way?
No, he's not gonna get a job though. He's not gonna get a job. We'll just retire his jersey. Thank you for your service.
I mean, should he get paid under the table? Is there a tree company that he can get a sponsorship with the Lakers that pays him? But it's not on the books.
We don't do any of that Clipper stuff. Oh, okay. We don't do any of the Clipper stuff.
All right.
No, we're not in
the end of Heat and Cavs was very good. I don't know why the Cavs weren't protecting the rim. There was 0.4 seconds left. You can barely get off a catch and shoot in 0.4. where you have Evan Mobley out there. Put Evan Mobley underneath the rim, so any lob to the rim gets snuffed out there. I don't know why they had somebody on the ball. Don't worry about the ball. You have 0.4 seconds. You can't get the ball, like you can't bounce it off your back and then catch it and then throw it up in 0.4 seconds. So don't worry about the inbounder. Guard the guys on the floor. Put somebody at the rim. That was a terrible job by the Cavs.
He's been playing really well.
Who's that?
Heat's been playing really well.
Yeah, they're hit and miss. They're playing.
I think
much better.
they've been playing above expectations. So
certainly,
well.
yeah, certainly above expectations because everyone had them as a play-in team, and they still might be a play-in team. But you know who
all their players are playing either to their expectations or like above their expectations. Like they don't have a lot of disappointing players. Even like the best teams in the NBA, like the Thunder, Dort has been a little bit disappointing to kind of start the year.
Dort's been hurt.
But hurt, disappointing. You're not on the court. And LeBron not being on the court for the Los Angeles Lakers, and plus we got Vando and Dalton that really aren't that playable right now for us. Like, the most of the teams that are doing well this season, they have at least one disappointing player. I think that the Miami Heat might be one of the teams that doesn't have, like, maybe they have one, but they don't have that many.
I would say if you're going to use like injuries and stuff, then Tyler Hero's been disappointing because he hasn't played a single game.
No.
So if you're using injuries out here, then I mean I agree with your overall sentiment. I think Miami has played well above expectations, but once Tyler Hero goes back in there and starts jacking up a bunch of shots, we'll see how they play at that point. That was a good game last night. You know who's really impressed me is Detroit. I know people are going to make fun of like Cade Cunningham missing like 30-something shots against the Wizards, but the team that played last night with him outside of Duren, like that team was trash last night. They were playing a bunch of G League dudes, and like it's the Wizards. They're a G League team on their own. But Cade Cunningham was really impressive. He's been impressive like all season. Like this was not just a triple-double. It was a Russ-like triple-double with his shooting numbers. But overall this year, he's played great. Shout out to Detroit. They're playing fantastical basketball this year.
Cade's feel like a second-tier MVP candidate. I don't know if he's in that top tier with Luka, Wemby, Giannis, Shea, Jokic, that top five. I don't think anyone's gonna move those guys because those guys are playing on another level. But the second tier, Cade's right there. I feel like he's played great basketball, and they're at the top of the Eastern Conference, so it's looked really good.
Yeah. Louis said he went to see Wemby last night. I didn't get to watch the the Spurs and Bulls game. I was paying attention to kind of the other games that were going on. But I saw the Spurs won, and now the Bulls. Yeah. I've dropped a couple. I know Giddey didn't play last night. Giddey might be out for a long time with broken ankles after that DeAndre Hunter. It didn't even look like a great move. Like, no. It looked like just a basic kind of crossover, and Giddey just went down off. I was like, oh, man, that's a tough look. That's a tough look, Josh. I like you, Josh Giddey, but that was a tough one. Alex Caruso would never.
Okay. We'll see.
Alex Caruso wouldn't go down like that. That's all I'm saying.
I like the Spurs. I do like the Spurs as far as the Western Conference. That's looking like a prediction that I had that looks good. But so along with Portland. Portland's been looking all right. They have been looking great though.
Portland's playing well. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Nico Harrison. He'll be fired in roughly 20 minutes from now. 9 months. 9 months after this trade. It was never going to work out. And it certainly didn't.
I really want Triple H to come out and have a press conference after John Cena's final match and be like, God, Cena just wasn't in the shape that we thought he would be in. for this final tour, so that's why it didn't pan out the way that we intended it to. You know, we put everything in place. You know, you got a lot of great moments throughout the year. You know, he got the record breaking number 17. No one's ever going to forget that. That confirmed his spot as the greatest of all time. And then he had you know, he reignited his rivalries, his fantastical rivalries with the likes of Randy Orton in his hometown of St. Louis, leaving so many memories with those people. Then he went all the way to Saudi Arabia and connected with a whole different country and reignited a feud decades in the making with CM Punk. CM Punk's first time in Saudi Arabia, no one's ever going to forget that, and no one's ever going to forget what we do in Perth, Australia with AJ Styles. All right, did you enjoy the show? All part of the show. They had a great match. It was built on a great match. They had a great story going into the matchup where it was about having a great match. But yeah, this is what we do. And then the people in Boston, one final time in Boston. And I thought that one of the key essential things that John never did was win a championship in his hometown of Boston, Massachusetts. So, you know, and I thought that how do you make things bigger? You have me introduce him. So this is what we do. But so if John would have been in shape, if John wasn't injury prone in this 2025 retirement tour, maybe it would have been better. So don't blame me, blame John Cena.
They announced that John Cena was going to open Raw. They put this out on socials. Adam Pearce announced it. Everyone's like, John Cena is going to open Raw. It's like, yeah, hell yeah, John Cena. Let's go. Opening Raw in Boston. And then what the fuck do we see to open Raw? Triple H is standing in the ring. And he's like, I've had the pleasure of working with so many great people and blah, blah. I didn't listen to him. I'm not going to pretend like I listened to this dude. I was so annoyed that he was out there at all. He's like, the greatest of all time. I agree. This is the part that pissed me off the most. SP3. His whole speech, which was already too long, and I don't know why he was needed in the first place. But the part that pissed me off the most was when he was like, get on your feet and make some noise for John Cena. The crowd was going to fucking cheer anyway. It is John Cena in Boston. When that music hit, the crowd was going to go crazy. They don't need you out there like some kind of circus ringleader telling people, hey guys, applaud now. Let's turn on the applaud sign for Triple H, for John Cena out here. Everyone get up and cheer for John Cena. You wouldn't know to cheer if it wasn't for me, Triple H, telling you to cheer. Go away. Go away with this. Everyone was already going to cheer John Cena in his hometown of Boston. You don't need to be out there saying, please clap, everybody. You were already out there way too long talking about like John Cena is the greatest of all time, blah, blah, blah. You've booked his last year like trash. This whole last year is your fault. Tired of you. Get out of here. And then they do the promo with Dominic and Triple H, and they got the square off, and then who's right there in the middle?
I was like, why are you still here? Leave! No one needs you here.
Well, you know, you want the time and the place. I think the time and the place can be now, and we can do this right now.
You want to know the era? Well, I think it's a pretty damn good era right now.
Isn't there a general manager for this? Why are you there?
Yes.
What is your purpose?
There was no purpose. It was so unnecessary for Triple H to be there, for Triple H to introduce John Cena, for Triple H to stay there throughout the entire promo. You're telling me John Cena and Dominic can't make a matchup and Adam Pearce just comes out and says, it's official? Like, that's all he needs to say. Like, you don't need Triple H out there. Triple H added absolutely jack and shit to last night's show. He is a nuisance at this point. When I see him, I get automatically annoyed because I'm like, why are you here? You're so unnecessary. It really feels like when Vince used to always show up very unnecessarily. It's very much he is his father-in-law's son. That's what he is. That is what he does. He always has to take up all the air in the room. He sucks up all the air, the oxygen in every room that he's in. And sometimes he's in the middle of the ring in front of tens of thousands of people. Not last night. I think last night was 9,000. But he's in front of thousands of people and he's sucking all the air out of the room. And his pops are not as loud as they used to be. Now people are not ecstatic and, oh, yes, for Triple H anymore because kind of over it. Him trying to be the face of the company has really just kind of sucked any soul out of WWE. The fact that you have a person in management who is the face of the company, I feel like that's kind of gross. Like I understood 10 years ago, or more than 10 years ago, like 15 years ago, that no one person WWE was going to make the face of the company after John Cena. John Cena was the end all be all. And now the face of the company, the biggest thing they push is the brand itself before any one superstar. Roman Reigns was able to kind of transcend that, and they were able to push him as big enough to be on par with the WWE brand. But now the person that they're pushing as that face of the company that they're pushing at the same level as the WWE brand is someone who hasn't wrestled in 6 years. And I'm sorry, I don't want to see a product like that. I don't want to see it. I don't need him here. He didn't add anything to last night's show, and his just presence, it's like he needs the attention. He needs the eyes on him. He needs to suck all the energy and oxygen out of every room he's in.
He has such Dana White syndrome, where Dana White just feels like he needs to be the face of the UFC. And he's been this way before. Even though he doesn't fight, he never fought. At least I'll give Triple H credit to where he was a wrestler. He was a champion. Dana White never fought anything like that, but Dana has to do everything. He's got to do the voiceovers for everything. He's got to be in the commercials. He's got to do all the media and everything. It's like, you're the promoter, sure, but you don't need to be the face of the company. That's what the fighters are for. Yeah. The wrestlers are there to be the face of the company, not you. But you know why Dana and now Triple H want to do this? Because they got to feel important. They got to feel like they are the most important people to justify the position that they are in. Because what was the talking point for years when it came to Vince? Oh, if Vince leaves, everything's going to crumble. No one can run WWE like Vince. So whenever he's gone, things are just going to fall apart. And then what happened? Things were great when Vince left. And Triple H deserves some credit there. He had a low bar. He cleared it. But things were great. And now Triple H is feeling the same thing. Like, oh, if Triple H leaves, things might crumble. It's going to be bad. So now he's out here like, I got to make sure people know that I'm important. People know that I do something around here. People know that in case you've been living under a rock, WWE is on fire right now. They gotta know.
This is the first time he's been at a show in like a month. Like he's at the White House most of the time. Like he's not concerned about this. This is just an ego thing.
I've said it before. I will say it again. You know Triple H wants you to know how important he is, and you've known it for a long time. But the one minor little detail that always gets you to know that, hey, Triple H did all this is that dumbass executive producer thing at the end of every show, which never existed until he's like, hey, remind people that I did all of this, that I put this show together. Remind people that this is all of my doing, and I guess Lee Fitting, but this is all of my doing, that I am the executive producer of all of this. I can't stand this guy. I can't stand it. Get off of my television. You have nothing to do with any of this. You didn't like John Cena when he was on top
No.
because he was taking your spot and he became the actual face of the company that you wanted
Yes.
to be. You've booked him like trash in this retirement run. I don't want you taking credit for any of this stuff. Go away.
No.
Knock it off.
No, he purposely tried to bury him. To tell some of the history, he did bury him on the road to WrestleMania 22. All the promos was Triple H is the cool guy, and John Cena is the guy that the fans have rejected and is too corny and lame to be the top star. Let's put the title back on Triple H. Triple H loses that, and let me tell you his plan. I'm not going to tell you what happened, but the plan was, Jeremy, because some people tend to forget this. The plan was Triple H was going to get his win back. He was going to get his win back the following year at WrestleMania if he didn't tear his other quad that he didn't tear in 6 years prior. He tore his quad right before WrestleMania, so Shawn Michaels took his place. Shawn Michaels is not going to push to win against John Cena, so John Cena won against Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels put him over, but God believe 2008 came. Triple H won back the WWE Championship, and you know what he did? A few months into his reign, he got his win back against John Cena. And I think they only faced like one other time after that on a pay-per-view or PLE, and that was like in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, like Triple H has never had the best relationship with John Cena at all, from stemming from when he was first coming up and becoming a top star to how he's treated this retirement tour. And a lot of this stuff, like, it's the worst part about a lot of this stuff is that with Triple H, you always have to have in the back of your mind, is this done purposely? Like, it can be, it's not, oh, he's just dumb, oh, he's just old, like we used to say about Vince McMahon, or that people say nowadays about Tony Khan. You can't say, oh, he's just dumb, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing, oh, he's just old, oh, he's lost it. You can't say any of that. Triple H is supposed to be in the prime of his creative peak, his creative genius. He just gave us a great 2023. He just gave us a very good 2024. And then this year, he has shit the bed, and he just refuses to take any accountability for it. He doesn't want to show up to work. He wants all the credit in the spotlight when he is at work. He wants Unreal, where he can look like the master puppeteer. I'm the person that's in control of everything. Oh, that's great. You got CM Punk over here. You got Rhea Ripley over here. You got John Cena's heel turn. You got Chelsea Green being great. You got Cody Rhodes being awesome. But it's all about me. I'm the one that put them in the position to be stars. I'm the one that dictates everything. I'm the one that called Travis Scott before I called John Cena about turning John Cena heel during his heel turn. During his retirement run, excuse me. Jesus Christ, Triple H, his lack of accountability, his lack of responsibility, his lack of giving a damn about how the fans are feeling and how the fans are taking in their product is disgusting. And I say all of that to say he was the only bad part about that opening segment, because the opening segment was the best part of the show last night, because that crowd was on fire, like you said, for John Cena. They were there to see John Cena, so they loved all 30 minutes of the opening of last night's show.
Well, they wouldn't have cheered if it wasn't for Triple H to tell them to cheer.
That is true.
Just do a good television show. And I actually thought last night was a good television show overall. Like they accomplished a lot last night, if nothing else. Biggest thing they accomplished, John Cena is the new Intercontinental Champion, Grand Slam Champion. John Cena, as I mentioned, Cena came out after he was told by Triple H to come out, and the crowd was told to cheer for John Cena. Cena came out, and he, among other things, announced that Saturday night's main event will be open exhibition matches between main roster and NXT talent. I don't know what an exhibition match is.
Showcase. He said showcase matches, right?
He said exhibition matches.
He said exhibition? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said exhibition bouts. I mean, he may have said showcase bouts as well, but he said
so he's basically telling us that the outside of his matchup, none of the other matches on Saturday night's main event is going to matter.
Yeah, fair. I mean, none of the matches on Saturday night's main event do matter.
They usually don't matter, and it's usually a 4 to 5 match card, so you're only talking about 4 matches at most.
I hope this was all Cena's idea anyways. Like, hey, let's give at least John Cena recognizes, like, hey, maybe we should give some people from the future a shot here. Maybe we should showcase some NXT people around here. Because otherwise, what are we going to see on this card? Another Jey Uso match, another CM Punk match, another Cody Rhodes match. Let's give people a real shot around here. So we announced that. He was talking about Boston and how he wanted to come back to Boston. He got interrupted by Dominic. Dominic's like, I beat your ass, old man. Any day of the week, any era, I would have beaten you. I'm the future of the company. I'm going to run this company for the next 20 years. Cena's like, I would beat your ass, but I got respect for your father. But if you want to step, I'm in Boston. I'm feeling invincible tonight, so we can do this. And then old Triple H like, oh, we can, any era? What about this era? It's a great era. Let's do this now. Like, oh my God. They have the match. John Cena wins. New Intercontinental Champion. Completes the Grand Slam. He only has 3 matches left at the most. So I hope he just retires the Intercontinental title. He just doesn't even put it on the line. He's like, just retire the thing. John Cena did hit Dominic with a fine speech as well. Felt a little forced, not gonna lie.
It did. Because he usually it's fine speech and then I'm gonna slay you. And this was fine speech, I'm gonna challenge you.
Yeah. This felt like, all right, people want me to hit the fine speech. I don't know how many more opportunities I'm gonna get because you're gonna do a promo in Boston or in MSG, I assume. I don't know if he's gonna do a promo Survivor Series. I assume he's just gonna have a match. So this might be one of his last opportunities to do the fine speech line because, they had to do a tournament to decide his final opponent instead of an actual story for his final opponent and a potential promo with his final opponent.
And I'm sorry, but I find it more interesting if Gunther had just came back from his injury and said, I retired Bill Goldberg. I am the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, the longest reigning. I'm going to add another legend to my mantle of legends I retired and win back the championship that I made famous in one fell swoop. I am challenging John Cena for his final match at Saturday Night's Main Event. If Gunther just comes out, cuts a great promo like he usually does, and says that, and that's how you set up Gunther versus John Cena, I'm sorry, that's a much better setup than a tournament. A tournament, all that's being used is to get through some TV time. That's how they're able to build up some TV time, maybe build up some anticipation for the matchup. Maybe by the end of it, they have done that with this tournament. But I mean, the matches they announced, we've learned of 6 matches out of the 8 first round matches, and only one of them actually sounds good, and that was Javon Evans and Gunther that was announced last night.
I thought you were going to say Miz and Jey Uso. My fault.
No, Miz and Jey. I told you last week about Damian Priest and Rusev and Sheamus and Nakamura, how I felt about that. I was like, I'm not enthused. I don't want to see either of those matches. And both of those matches were fine. But
Joel Pearl, fine.
Yeah, Joel Pearl, fine. But that's all they were. Like, they were not the best matches even on last night's show. John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio was as basic can be. It was a 2000s WWE house show matchup that Boston crowd ate up, and that was one of the better matches on last night's show. Kabuki Warriors versus Charlotte and Alexa was better than either one of those matches as well. So what are you really doing with this John Cena last time is now open challenge? The thing that did the most to build up John Cena's final matchup last night was John Cena. It wasn't the tournament.
When it comes to this tournament, I know they got the Tumblr and everything, and so that's how they're picking names. I'm very curious. I mean, they could get around this, say oh, well, this person's name was in the Tumblr, or this person just wasn't picked. If you're somebody like Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Randy Orton, wouldn't you want to be in this tournament to have John Cena's last match? Why wouldn't you want to be in this tournament?
If I'm Roman Reigns, no. If I'm Roman Reigns, why would I want to be in this tournament?
If you're, I mean, I wouldn't want to be in the whole
That was
tournament.
yeah. I would say like you can make an argument for CM Punk because CM Punk mentioned John Cena. You can make an argument for Randy Orton because Randy Orton lost to John Cena earlier this year. But Roman Reigns, I don't see any reason why Roman Reigns would want to be in this tournament. Roman Reigns, he only wants to be for checks and championships, pretty much.
I mean, beating John Cena's last match is a pretty big check.
He's already beaten John Cena. It doesn't matter if he's John Cena's last opponent. What, he beat John Cena a third time. He's the last person to beat John.
Yeah.
That's like the 14th most important thing that Roman Reigns has ever done in his career. I'm sorry. No. CM Punk, Randy Orton, no problem there. Roman Reigns, there is no reason. There's no reason why John Cena's final matchup is something that he would desire to be in this tournament. No. I don't logically see how that's possible.
I disagree. I think Roman Reigns would want to be John Cena's last match. If you didn't have to go through a dumb tournament.
Explain it to me. No. That's not what we're not arguing. Would Roman Reigns want to be John Cena's final opponent? We're arguing, would Roman Reigns want to be in a tournament to be John Cena's final opponent? And that's absolutely no.
Okay, I agree he doesn't want to do this whole ass tournament because I don't think anybody on that level should want to do this whole ass tournament. I do think that Roman Reigns would want to be John Cena's last opponent. And because this is how they booked it, it's John Cena's last match. Why wouldn't he want to be his last opponent? Everybody should want to be his last opponent.
Because he's a loser that got dominated by Brock Lesnar 2 months ago.
Well, that's our own dumbass fault. But no, it's John Cena's last match. Roman Reigns would want to be that.
That's not explaining to me why Roman Reigns.
It's a big accolade. Yeah, Roman Reigns doesn't want the accolade of like, yeah, I beat John Cena in his last match. Yes, he does.
No. When has he ever shown that he wants to retire people? That's a part of his character that he would want that. And I'm sorry.
He stacked Bryan Danielson and Edge.
No matter how much y'all tell me about John Cena's resume and everything he's done, and I know John Cena is one of the greatest of all time, top 5, dead or alive, in WWE, out of WWE, in professional wrestling history. But WWE in the year of 2025 have diminished the importance of a John Cena final matchup. So no, Roman Reigns would have no interest whatsoever of being John Cena's final opponent after how they have treated him in 2025. I am sorry. If we're talking about a world where Roman Reigns is back in 2015 and he's thinking about, oh, what if the day in 10 years I could be John Cena's final opponent? Then yeah, Roman Reigns just after the Royal Rumble when he got booed out the building, yeah, he wants to be John Cena's final opponent. But Roman Reigns in 2025, after a 1,300 day reign, after he stacked Bryan Danielson and Edge, after he beat Goldberg in what was supposed to be his final matchup, he's beating Brock Lesnar, he's beating everybody, he's beating John Cena like a drum throughout his entire career. Shield, Big Dog, Tribal Chief, doesn't matter. He's whooped John Cena's ass. What is the reason for him to be John Cena? Why would Roman Reigns want to be John Cena's final opponent? That's like telling me Hulk Hogan wants to be Stone Cold's final opponent. What? No! He doesn't care about that.
I mean, I think Hogan did want a match against
he did.
Austin, as long as he went over.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns as John Cena's final opponent. You're not thinking of this. You're not thinking of this logically, SP3. Think of just the aura.
No. See, when you say words like aura or cinema, you've already lost me. You've already lost me.
Just the aura. Roman just standing there. He gets, as John Cena makes his big entrance, and Roman just gets to stand there with his beautiful teeth, and he gets to do the acknowledge me and everything, and he gets to pin John Cena in his last match, and again, he does the acknowledge me, and then when he eventually turns back heel, even though he's not really a babyface, like, yeah, I got that old man out of here. I've been running this company. You know what I'm saying? Roman Reigns would want to be John Cena's last match.
I can see, you can make the argument to me, and it makes much more sense, that John Cena wants Roman Reigns to be his final opponent. I don't think there's any realistic argument without using the words aura, cinema, fantastical that you can explain why Roman would want to be John Cena's final opponent.
It's a big accolade for Roman. It's a big accolade for
not!
anybody. It is.
It's just not. They have
It's John Cena's last match.
Devalued. They have devalued it. Just like in my eyes, Undertaker devalued his final matchup. He devalued it because he did it too many times. We thought the Roman match at 33 was the final matchup. Some people thought Brock Lesnar, when he ended the streak, that was going to be the final matchup. Some people thought the end of the era was going to be the final matchup. Where AJ Styles the final matchup, and did AJ really gain a lot from being Undertaker's final opponent? No. And Undertaker's one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest of all time. And yes, it was a cinematic matchup. It was the pandemic and all of that. It should have got him something. He should have gained something from that. If you don't gain anything from being the opponent of a legend, then what's the point? We just saw Gunther beat Goldberg in his final matchup. What happened to him? A month later, he lost his title. Congratulations, got a busted nose. Get the hell home, sit on the shelf.
Now you have turned this whole thing into a Triple H burial. Because... which is fair. I respect that.
That is always my goal.
I respect that. Because, well, not the AJ Styles point. It's not AJ's fault that it was a pandemic. They did a cinematic match. No one knew it was The Undertaker's last match until he did that dumb Last Ride documentary. And he's like, oh, I'm not going to do another match. But it's not AJ's fault that never went anywhere. And he lost. It's not Gunther's fault that he beat Goldberg and then they had no follow-up on that in the way that they did. It is Triple H's fault. It's not Roman Reigns' fault that they have devalued John Cena's last match to this point. It's Triple H's fault. And now you are effectively arguing that whoever beats John Cena, because they have devalued it to this match, and why that Roman Reigns doesn't want this match because he won't gain enough from it, that is not Roman Reigns' fault. It's
I'm not saying any of this. I'm not saying any of this is the performer's fault. When you hear me rant, it's usually about booking. It's usually about the creator. It's usually about Triple H and Tony Khan. The last two episodes, those are the only people that have gotten me to rant. Those people are the people I always am very complimentary and praising of the performers. And no, it has nothing to do with what Roman Reigns or John Cena has done, but Triple H has done a terrible job to the point of Gunther winning this tournament and beating John Cena for the Intercontinental title. I don't see what he gains off of that. I don't see.
Then nobody should want to be John Cena's last match. Then we don't gain anything. I don't want to wrestle John Cena at all.
What I'm really arguing is that John Cena should win his last match.
Oh, that's fair. I think he should too.
I think he should win his last match because literally we've seen it on multiple occasions. Whenever there's a retirement matchup and that person loses, people tend to leave the building a lot more depressed than they would have otherwise. Shawn Michaels, when he retired against Undertaker, people left out of WrestleMania 26 quite depressed. WrestleMania 24, it took a while for the show to recover after Ric Flair was retired against Shawn Michaels. Like, this is what happened. I was at WrestleMania 33 when we thought The Undertaker was retiring. Everybody left out of that building quite depressed about everything. But you know what building that we both walked out of that people were ecstatic and living off the high? Sting at AEW Revolution 2024, because the guy who's retiring should win. And I am going to say the same thing when we talk later about New Japan. Tanahashi should beat Okada in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, because that's how you guarantee that people leave the building happy.
I'm in agreement with you that John Cena should win his last match, by the way, for the reason you mentioned of people leave the building happier. And I think you kind of earn more goodwill by doing a great match where the guy you all paid to see in his last match wins the match. I also think throughout the history of wrestling, largely WWE, because most of these matches happen in WWE, I don't think anybody does a really good job of actually capitalizing on, oh, I retired this person, and what do you gain off of that? I mean, Corbin is a very obvious example. He got nothing off of that. Gunther, they didn't do anything off of that with the Goldberg win. Even, Undertaker beating Shawn Michaels beating Ric Flair. Those are guys who didn't even need those victories. Those were already established guys. So, okay, they retired them. And of course, neither of those retirements stuck anyway, but they retired them and they didn't need that victory. So you either give it to a guy who doesn't need it, like Roman Reigns, or you give it to a guy where your follow-up is probably not going to be very good because you're just not very good at following things up of like, yeah, this person retired this person. You're just not good at following that stuff up. Yeah, I'm in agreement that John Cena should win his last match. He should pin the whole roster in his last match.
And I tend to ignore his comments in the chat more often than not nowadays because he was getting a little full of himself by me acknowledging him. Wow. But Zeno Hour saying Cena will want to lose his last matchup. So did Sting. That's all I will say. So did Sting wanted to lose his final matchup too. That's not your choice, sir. That is my choice. I'm the booker. Triple H, you want to take charge of the retirement tour? You need to make up for the retirement tour. You need to tell John Cena you're winning your final matchup.
Triple H won't do that. He's like, oh, okay,
no,
that's
he won't.
What you want to do.
He's a coward. Yeah.
Micah sends a super chat. Triple H is one of the most overrated wrestlers of all time. Stole Shane Douglas's whole flow bar for bar in the 90s. Was the most boring champion from 99 to 2006. Only thing I'm giving him is Steph. 2001 Steph was the GOAT. Micah, hope you're doing well. Go
Micah,
Avs.
You're the
Big
GOAT
game.
for Master Chat.
Big game tonight against the Ducks. Go Avs. But yeah, people have kind of circled back around that he did steal everything from Shane Douglas, which is very funny.
He definitely did. Even
Triple
the hats. The
hats.
He had the hats and everything.
Let me curse.
Let me curse. Come on, man. Like, yeah, he did bite off of Shane Douglas, the franchise flow. He did do all of that. Everything you just said. I've said it in the past. I've been a Triple H op since before I can remember. Like ever since. And I didn't like him when he first debuted as the Blue Blood, the Connecticut Blue Blood. But then I started easing towards him because he was hanging out with Shawn Michaels. I was a big Shawn Michaels fan in the 90s. Then he cut that promo when Shawn left about dropping the ball and picking up the ball, and I was like, yo, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. I was like, I like everybody else in DX except for this guy. Like, fuck this guy, man. How is he a babyface? Every match he wins is because he cheats. I'm still on the fact he cheated The Rock back in the ladder match at SummerSlam 1998. Rock was about to grab the title and then China low blows him. All the matches is because of China winning. Low blows, using titles, using chairs, using sledgehammers. He's a bona fide cheater. So when I was about kayfabe, I just hated him because he always cheated. Then I got to know about his politics and know that he was about to get fired if it wasn't for Shawn and the Clique after the curtain call. He was getting jobbed out in freaking hog pen matches against Henry O. Godwin back in 1996. Shawn basically gave him a lifeline with DX and brought him out the doldrums. He was able to flow on that and gain the ear of Vince McMahon all the way until he did an angle with his daughter and basically got in her pants, and that's how he got his job today. All right, that was SP3, the fan. That wasn't SP3, the analyst. Okay, I'll take a little bit of the bias. He is talented. He has some talents. Also, fuck him. But yes, let's talk.
So John Cena won the Intercontinental Championship. Basic match, but the crowd loved it, and that's all you can ask for in this situation. I thought John Cena winning was the correct call. Maybe they do a rematch at Survivor Series, but like you can't have Cena lose before his last match. That would be really stupid. So I mean, they will. I mean, they might. I think it'd be really dumb, but they might do that. They 100% might do that. We shall see on this, but I'm glad John Cena got this Grand Slam accolade for himself. I was shocked, not that he didn't win the Intercontinental title, because he was on SmackDown had the US title. By the time he kind of went over to Raw, he was already the world champion. So it wasn't even like about that he hadn't like won the Intercontinental title. He never challenged for the Intercontinental title. This was the first time he even challenged for the title. I was like, damn, Like, not even just a random match on Raw or SmackDown. One, like we didn't get like a John Cena and Dean Ambrose match just thrown together hastily on an episode of SmackDown. Like, nope, or Raw like never challenged for it. So John
it's
Cena's
crazy how many of those like guys from like 2000s that came up in the 2000s just never sniffed the Intercontinental title because that was when Vince hated the Intercontinental Championship. Cena never won the Intercontinental title. Brock never won the Intercontinental title. Batista never won the Intercontinental title. Like, those are three of the biggest names from the 2000s, and they never even like. I think out of the three of them, I think they've had like maybe 2 or 3 opportunities at the Intercontinental title, and 2 of them came from Batista. Brock only had 1 opportunity, and that was against RVD.
Yeah, Vince was like, I ain't booking these guys against the Miz.
He was like, you're gonna get DQ'd and then you're gonna win the top title.
But John Cena, new Intercontinental Champion, one of 2 new champions to win the championship on Monday. As in the main event, the Kabuki Warriors captured the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, defeating Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. With all apologies to Alexa Bliss Gamer. I know he's been in the chats already. I'm sorry. My condolences to you with the Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair title reign ending. Lash legend Nia Jax got involved in this one. Kairi Sane hit the insane elbow on Charlotte, and then the 4 of them continued the attack after the match. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley made the save, and Rhea said War Games instead of saying Regal, so Regal could come out to say War Games. That's what should have happened. She should have grabbed the mic and she should have been like, Regal! And then they just play the voiceover from Regal saying it earlier.
They just show the same clip that they showed earlier. War Games! No, but this was a good main event matchup with those involved. It wasn't as good as the last 2 weeks of women's tag team matches, but it was still a good matchup. Asuka and Kairi, that was just the only move to do. That was a smart move. Kabuki Warriors have a ton of momentum after this rivalry with Io and Rhea over the last couple of weeks and them turning heel. So it made sense for them to win the championships. You also put over the new duo of Nia Jax and Lash Legend at the same time by being the difference makers to help the Kabuki Warriors get the win over Charlotte and Alexa. I thought they did a good job of really putting over the power and the hard-hitting style of Lash Legend, those forearms. She was laying them. Yo, she was laying them in. Oh, I was like, yes, let's go, lad. She was like, she knew she had to make an impression. Us Lash Legend truthers are living up. We up big. Those Lash Legend stocks I took back in 2021 and looking real good when she was an awful wrestler, but she had so much charisma. I was like, I'm going to buy these stocks now because she's going to learn. And she done learned today. She is ready for this spot, ready for this tag team. She's the worker of this tag team. Sorry. But yes, Lash is going to work here. And I like the pop from Io. Io looked good. She sold the hell out of that forearm from Lash as well. And then Rhea with that huge pop. I think she blew the roof off that place and looked like an absolute badass with the mask.
I can't believe that Rhea got the pop she did without Triple H being like, and guys, here comes Rhea Ripley. Get on your feet.
You know what makes the most popular female wrestler in the world? It takes all these metrics.
Yeah, good stuff to set up War Games. And what do we think? Becky and AJ Lee to complete the field?
Yeah, that seems likely. Definitely Becky, because they teased the thing with Asuka, but they'd be on the same team. But so Becky makes sense there. And then if AJ's coming back, which I guess she is, she also makes some sense here. Bayley and Lyra feel like they should fit in here somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know where fully. Unless you're going to turn Bayley a fully heel instead of the split personality stuff. And then Lyra's on the face team. I guess there's an argument or a spot for the newly turned Nikki Bella and Vaquer.
I think they're going to do a one-on-one
in this match. I think so too, but the alignment works out to where Nikki could be on the heel side, Stephanie could be on the baby face, but Becky and AJ makes the most sense as far if that's who they're going with. But they've actually got enough of the women's roster to where it's like, oh, you can slot in a number of people here and it would actually make some sense because they've connected these stories very well, unlike the men's side where it's like, here's some people to put in this match.
Really, it does. Like, we're just gonna throw all the big stars into this matchup. But yeah, I thought I've been giving them credit the last couple of weeks, and I'll give them credit again. They've done a really good job putting together the women's war games, and the reason why I'm giving them so much praise and credit is because they did such an awful job last year. Last year, it was so haphazardly put together that this feels very refreshing how you saw all this coming together the last couple of weeks, and it just made sense to just make the announcement now that Rhea and Io are back.
Yeah. The men's war game match, CM Punk comes out. He cut a promo on Logan Paul after burying Logan Paul's action figure at the announce table. And then Logan and Heyman and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed came out and like, it's 3-on-1. We're gonna put you in the ground. Everybody's just putting people in the ground on this show. We're gonna end you. Punk welcomed the fight. He was saved by Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. And then backstage, Punk was like, tell Heyman to get his team. He talked to Adam Pearce, who allegedly has authority. You wouldn't know it because Triple H was the one running the show. He talked to Adam Pearce and he said, tell Heyman to get his team together. I got my team. We're not playing any games. And then William Regal said the line of War Games. Are you excited for this men's War Games match?
So technically you are playing games, Punk, because you want War Games.
Well, they're not going to play like games inside, although that'd be great. Like,
well, he's playing War Games. That is a game within itself. War Games.
Well, it's
match. It's not War Match. It's War Games.
They should just play
playing a game.
I feel like I've suggested this before. This is a Ring of Hallucination suggestion, 100%. They should play a best of 5 games of War. You know, the card game. Like that's what they should do. Just play a best of 5 War Games inside the double ring steel cage. I feel like that'd be great entertainment. Those games last a while too.
This segment, it got a similar reaction to the opening where it was very simple, like the Dom and Cena matchup. Simple, paint by the numbers. It's basically how I would have said this segment was going to go on paper, and the crowd reacted to it in spades. They had a big pop for Cody. They reacted to Punk well. They were into Punk. They booed the heels, Logan Paul and the Vision. I just feel like all of this is just boring. It's just boring. It's not very creative. It's not good use of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. You've totally missed the boat already to me on Braun Breaker turning heel on Seth Rollins. It's already gone. It's already gone. All the momentum, all the elevation, or everything that he would have garnered from turning on Seth Rollins, it's gone already. It's been a month. I know that's shocking for most of y'all to hear that, but yes, it's been a month since he turned on Seth, and they have not followed up in a proper way at all. On the level of that angle, on how we felt about Braun Breaker coming out of that angle, they have not capitalized on it at all. It's another week gone where he's just a faceless lackey to Heyman and the Vision. So is Bronson Reed. Freaking Logan Paul feels more like a leader of the Vision. Feels like he's part of the Vision after last night's segment. Yeah, all of this, fine in execution, but all of it just lacks any creativity, so it lacks interest from me.
I don't have any interest in Logan Paul. The moment he came out last week and got added to all of this, I'm just like, I don't care about Logan Paul and what he is doing with any of this stuff. Punk is fine. Jay, he's over, but man, it's just, it ain't great stuff with Jay. I've long tired of Cody's reign and everything. I don't really care what he's doing in all of this, and who gets added to this? Brock on Heyman's team. It feels like you
Brock
got to
and
bring
Austin
Brock
Theory.
back around. If they do Austin Theory, you really want to kill my interest in all this? Then who's on the
Brock and
men's
Austin
team?
Theory.
Roman and Cena?
Yes, they're going to go ham. They're going to go ham and give them the ultimate Avengers team to make this to draw any type of interest that they can in their pivot, in their plan B. This is all their plan B, basically. Because Cody wasn't supposed to be in this matchup. It was supposed to be Jacob Fatu. Jimmy Uso and LA Knight was supposed to be in this matchup, but he's totally said, yo, fuck you, LA Knight. I'm not even going to mention you on TV anymore. Go on SmackDown. Have a match on SmackDown. Good luck. And Jimmy Uso has kind of passed by the wayside the last 2 weeks since Jay lost the world title matchup back at Saturday Night's main event. So now they're gone. So he's going to stack this team where it's going to be Jay, Punk, Cody, Cena, and Roman. Jesus.
I feel bad for Jay because that team feels like that meme of the soldiers and then there's the clown soldier, and I'm like, oh man, Jay it doesn't feel like he fits with this team. I like Jay, but yeah, he's a little rough with this group. I'd say the other side, the same thing about the other side with Austin Theory. Honestly, like I don't need Austin Theory in this.
No, there's two clowns on that side. There's two clowns and a predator. Oh, I mean,
yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't love this. These two teams, if that's where it ends up going, and I do think this is where it's end up going, mind you. I just don't love these teams. Like, what does Cena have to do with any of this?
Brock.
I guess.
I see next week in Madison Square Garden, maybe they introduce Theory, like they do it like a tag match where Theory helps the Bronze beat two members of the other team, and then Theory comes in, helps them out. They're beating down all the baby faces, and then dun dun dun, ah, 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 boom. Boom, down, 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 boom, 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 boom.
That's a good rendition.
I know. That's the first time I ever did it.
Giant red spot on my forehead from banging my head against the microphone because you mentioned Austin Theory. Austin Theory. Stop it. I mean, I think it's going to happen, unfortunately, because that's what all the chatter is, but oh my gosh.
And Triple H loves to follow through on his plans. We knew about the Lash Legend thing from that same report. Lash Legend was a part of that original report that she was going to be in the Women's War Games, and they made that happen.
At least Lash Legend is like cool and good, you know?
Yeah,
like,
that's also true. Yeah.
I like Lash Legend. Austin Theory, we gotta move past this guy.
I still believe Theory. I still believe in you, Theory.
Why?
Because that was the first interview I ever did.
You got to learn how to cut losses even though you interviewed these people.
I got him signed. He started the streak.
So should I blame you for all of this then?
He started the streak of me interviewing someone and them getting signed.
All right. So we know to blame SP3 for Austin Theory now.
A-Town down, do the thing now. A-Town down.
Stop it. Sean saying, does AJ Lee show up after Becky's match? Yeah, Becky's facing Maxine next week. So if you're going to do AJ Lee, Madison Square Garden, if you're going to add her to War Games next week, showing up would probably be the right time
That's the best
to
week.
have her there. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense that she comes out. She's revealed that she's the trainer of Maxine. She's been training Maxine to beat Becky. Becky beats Maxine and then attacks her after the matchup, and then AJ Lee comes out.
Sheamus and Rusev advanced in the Last Time Is Now tournament. We don't have brackets, so it's like, okay. Nope. I don't know who they're facing in the next round. Do they get to like retumble to see what the second round matches are here?
Imagine that's how they're gonna do the brackets. They're gonna do a tumbler with the names of the people that won in the first round.
I'm actually okay with that.
I'm fine.
If you're not going to do a bracket, just put them back in the tumbler. You know who the names are, but let's do random second round matches as well. I'm fine.
Or maybe it's like doing like a math problem where the teacher asks you for the math problem and you say it's 46, and then she says show me your work, and then WWE, when the finals is about to start, they then show us the bracket.
Then the bracket. Yeah.
Right before the final, when the final is set up, they show us the bracket and how everything broke down.
Yeah. Gordon saying, Joel, clip this audio masterpiece, SP3, Def Rebel. I do the clips for Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will be clipping that. I'll clip that into a short. Unfortunately, I'll get copyright struck, like if I use the Roman Reigns entrance, because otherwise that's what I would do. Because I did it with Lyra when you did the Lyra theme.
Did you get copyright for that?
Yeah, we had hit with a copyright on that. Like I can't use like WWE footage anymore. Like unless
let's
like
do a picture.
Oh, that's what I
that's
what I do. Yeah, that's what I do is do the picture now. Like that's why I don't get hit with any copyrights anymore. But yeah, I'll get hit with a copyright. But I'll clip this for a short, obviously. Like SP3 doing themes is great. Love it. He's way better than the Def Rebel. They should hire him to do themes over the Def Rebel. So yeah, Rusev and Sheamus advanced. I don't know who they're facing in the next round. Maybe they'll face mystery opponents. Who knows? Nikki Bella turned heel after Vekur defeated Raquel Rodriguez. Roxanne and attacked Stephanie. Nikki ran off Roxanne and Raquel. And then as she was standing there, Nikki blasted her. And she did my favorite Nikki Bella bit, which is where she rips her top off and has like a different Fearless shirt underneath.
But it was black.
It was black. Yes. And
I got the huge pop. And don't think I didn't hear last night. Nikki got bigger pop than Stephanie on that show. When they made their entrance and Nikki came out after Stephanie, it was a big. You heard the girls. It's mostly the girls. That view Nikki Bella as a star because they became a wrestling fan because they saw Nikki Bella on Total Divas. Put some respect on Nikki Bella's name.
Nikki Bella's also got a much better theme. That's what the crowd reacts to. The themes, like I
like Stephanie's theme.
It's fine, but it's like I can barely tell it's Stephanie Vekur coming out. Like which random? You could tell me that this is Roxanne's theme. I'm like, yeah, sure, it's Judgment Day's theme. I don't know the difference on there. At least you know Nikki's theme and what it is. So it's a much better.
You can look, but you can't touch.
It rules.
You can't breathe out the stars above.
SP3 karaoke hour.
That's the theme, yo. That's a theme song, man. Come on, iconic.
They've been setting up Nikki Bella's heel turn for a few weeks now. Basically, ever since she helped Stephanie and did the promo backstage. She's like, "You don't got a lot of friends when you're the champion. You got to watch your back, but I'll be your friend." I'm like, nah, you're turning on her. Come on.
Yeah, it was obvious right then. Right then, it was there. It was like, yeah, you're turning. You're definitely turning heel on this woman. Yeah. It's quite obvious. But yeah, give us another women's matchup on Survivor Series card. Put that on the Survivor Series card to go along with the War Games matches. And I don't know what else is going to be on the card anymore. I thought after last week, Ray and Dom was going to be on this card, but that's obviously maybe we still get that for the Triple A Mega Campeon. So. Yeah,
that would be mine. You can do that, or you can do. I mean, they don't do traditional Survivor Series matches anymore because they're a bunch of cowards.
I love that. Come on, bring back our traditional Survivor Series matches, man. I miss those.
See, I would say do a traditional Survivor Series match of Judgment Day against. You'd have to add a couple of people because right now it'd be Dom, Finn, and Dragon Lee, or not Dragon Lee. Sorry, JD McDonough against.
You add the El Grande Americanos.
El Grande Americanos, okay.
Yeah,
Against,
the Los Americanos, excuse me.
Against Dragon Lee, Ray, AJ, you'd have to add people on that team as well.
Dragon Lee, Ray, and Penta.
Well, I said Dragon Lee, but Penta makes sense. Okay, just do 4 and 4 then. You don't need to do 5 and 5.
Yeah, you can do 4 and 4.
El Grande Americano. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, and
but they're not going to do it.
In the do MFTs versus the YS6. Like, there's multiple. I mean, they can do.
I feel like they gave up on that
cinematic Survivor Series match.
I feel like they gave up on that.
After last week's SmackDown, I did get that feeling as well.
Which is kind of insane because they got a holy shit chant out of that stare down. Like, how do you not follow up and actually do something with that? I don't think they should give up on it. As much as, like, I don't have a ton of interest in MFTs and Wyatt6, although I think it should be, like, some campy cinematic stuff because the Wyatt6 should never wrestle. It just seems like they dropped it. And it's like, dude, you got a holy shit chant of a stare down. You got to follow up on that.
You know what's the funniest thing that nobody's talking about? How freaking SummerSlam was the season finale of the SmackDown Tag Team division. That shit has not been the same since that 6-way TLC matchup. Like, you barely see those titles on the show. YS6 will be on 1 week if they're defending the titles, but they are literally non-existent on this show if they're not defending the titles.
Yeah.
And now all the people that were in the tag team division have been shifted over to either the MFT Vortex or they're in the United States Championship title picture now.
Anything else from Raw that we need to hit on here?
No, I think that was most of the big notes, big stuff from last night's show. Good show, like you said. Talk about it more in depth, and like I have to talk about it again. At least it's only 2 times, unlike last week, which was 3 times.
All right, SP3, new segment at the end of show reviews now for easy content out here. I'm all about creating content. What was your... It doesn't even have to be from Monday Night Raw. It could just be from any other wrestling show on Monday or anything on the day of Monday that had to do with professional wrestling. But we're doing it at the end of the show reviews. What was your moment of Monday?
My moment of Monday in pro wrestling.
In pro wrestling, yes.
Probably, it's probably the Dom and John Cena segment. Dominic Mysterio standing toe to toe with John Cena in Boston, also getting as big of a reaction as John Cena in Boston. Last night was proof that Dominic Mysterio is the hottest superstar in WWE today, and he stood toe to toe with John Cena, and nobody blinked. So he proved himself, and John Cena put him over in that backstage segment where he said he's a good kid. I hope he learned a lesson. So.
My moment of Monday is what everybody's moment of Monday should be. Triple H. Because Mondays do not exist without Triple H.
The most objective, I don't think enough people are talking about. He called himself the most objective man, the most objective at this topic. Dude, you have literally said 4 other people were the greatest of all time. There is literally proof on record. Triple H has said Ric Flair is the greatest of all time. He said Shawn Michaels the greatest in-ring performer of all time. He said that there's an argument that The Undertaker is the greatest of all time. He said Hulk Hogan was the greatest of all time when Hulk Hogan passed away earlier this year. He's literally said 5 people in the past year are the greatest of all time. You are not objective. You are the least objective of anybody to talk about this subject.
We have more information on Nixon Newell and Miranda Alize leaving AEW Collision. I think SP3 is going to yell at me because he was yelling at me in the chat yesterday. So this is more details. This is from Fightful Select. After the live stream the two participated in, a number of AEW talent and staff reached out about the situation. It was claimed to Fightful Select that Bryan Danielson even spoke with Nixon Newell and Miranda Alize and wasn't thrilled about the way the match went on November 1st, as it wasn't the goal that AEW had. Nixon spoke with Fightful and adamantly denied this, saying she had never met Bryan Danielson. A number of women in the AEW and ROH locker room contacted Fightful to express their frustration as well, saying that they would have loved for even 3 minutes on Collision. The most common thing we had heard about from people in AEW was that likely nobody would have found out about the situation at all had Miranda not tweeted, "We have so much to say," before Collision even started, and started retweeting criticism of their booking. The common belief was that if things actually ended smoothly, it wasn't smooth anymore once that happened. We do know that a number of AEW and ROH talent attempted to reach out. In regards to Nixon not getting many bookings, something that she said herself, we heard that she had talks earlier this year with a company after that. People of influence in that company stated that the conversations didn't go well, and they soured on possibly booking her because of some of the acts. It was never specified to us what those were. Fightful did reach out to Nixon for comments or clarity again, but didn't hear back. On November 9th, she said, "No, we had no disagreement. Miranda and I are the only ones that have details about how yesterday went." And then it goes on to then it's kind of a similar report about indie stuff, and once again reclaiming that they had not met Bryan Danielson or ever spoken to Bryan Danielson. SP3, I know you were in the chat yesterday as we were talking about all of this. If you want to give your thoughts on everything and kind of the latest update on this.
Nixon Newell, I've been following her since her independent run prior to her signing with WWE the first time. I wanted the best for her when she went to WWE. Unfortunately, a lot of injuries and stop and start pushes hurt her first run. She got released, came back just a couple of months later or the next year later, and the second run was kind of similar, where not really injuries but just a lack of focus from the booking team kind of hurt that run as well before she was released last year. And then, I wanted the best for her. I did multiple articles for like Wrestle Talk and other places where I was like, yeah, I wanted Tony Khan to sign Nixon Newell, put her in Ring of Honor where she could kind of make a name for herself and be one of the stars that you build Ring of Honor around if you actually are going to take that seriously, which no. But I wanted the best for her. I wanted AEW and Ring of Honor to give her a look. So this was very disappointing when I heard this news. Miranda Alize is someone that I thought was very talented from, the final year of Ring of Honor when I first saw her, when she was in like the women's title tournament with Roxanne Perez when she was Roxy. I think she beat her in the finals. So I basically became a fan of hers. A lot of her social media activities made me kind of think twice about that before Saturday. But hearing like the first bit of news was that, they didn't want to lose. I was kind of half of mine where I was like, no, you should probably do it because you're not signed. So you should just do whatever they tell you to do. Because if you do well on this booking, it creates the next booking and the next booking after that and the next booking after that. But then I was also of the mind, I was like, that's pretty gangster. You don't have a contract and you're saying, I don't want to lose. Then it was the whole thing about time. And that's where I was just like, nah, I don't really have that much sympathy. I was like, I'm going to wait to hear their explanation of everything. But as far as time, you could say, they didn't set that up properly. And I agree with some of your criticism from yesterday about the setup of everything, doing the interview with Ty J to set up a match with Marina Shafir and Megan Bain. If I was the one booking it, I would have booked that a little bit differently and presented it a little bit differently. But I understand why each match is getting 3 minutes or less, is to establish that these two teams that are actually in your tournament are on the same level. So I have no issue with that. And Miranda Alize and Nixon Newell, in my opinion, shouldn't have any issue with that either, because you just do what you have to do. You say thank you for the opportunity, and then you don't accept another booking. If you don't like the fact that you're not getting more than 3 minutes in your first two bookings with the company, you do what you have to do. You do what you were paid to be at the building for, because it is going to benefit you. This is where they lost me, was the explanation. The explanation and them saying the 3 minutes weren't going to benefit anyone it literally could have benefited everyone. Because Ty J benefit, because they're beating the same team that Marina Shafir and Megan Bain beat in the same amount of time, showing that they're on the same level. They're the longest running team, the longest tenured team in the tournament. You have to make them feel like they're on the same level as the most dominant team in the tournament. So the booking makes sense to me in that regard. Then you gain something, because if you do well, and this is the best that Ty J has looked right before they're in the tournament in an important matchup for the first time in forever, you look good, you create your next booking, and the next booking after that, and the next booking after that, and the next booking after that. And now that they have a women's tag team division, there's an opportunity for them to be like, hey, you've done so well the first couple of bookings. How about we sign you on and we actually have a plan for you? We're actually going to do something with you. It benefits you. How dare you? How dare you think that this 3 minutes is just not good enough for me? That type of attitude I don't like in any instinct, let alone the wrestling business. But no. And especially if you're going to complain about not getting bookings and you're putting out promotional things about getting bookings for other things before you debuted in AEW. So you're obviously, you need to make that push and you need to create other bookings for yourself. This is literally the way that you end all bookings. You end all calls from everywhere else. If you're not dependable, if you have this big type of incident. And the final thing I will say is 3 minutes enough. Same thing I said yesterday on our live stream on True Hill Heat. Is 3 minutes enough? In my opinion, one of the most untalented individuals in the history of professional wrestling, it took him 2 minutes to get a job with WWE at a time where Vince McMahon hated everything about WWE and was booking horribly. But that untalented person did so well getting squashed in 2 minutes that he got a job for the next year and a half. Sorry, Miranda Alize, Nixon Newell, you are much more talented than James Ellsworth, so 3 minutes should be enough.
Why would they claim they've never met Bryan Danielson? That's where their argument falls apart. Even if that's true, don't say you've never met Bryan Danielson. I would always claim that I've talked to Bryan Danielson, that Bryan Danielson knows who I am. This still being a story, like, all right, sure. I don't think they've benefited from this at all. Like I said it yesterday, could some of the booking stuff been handled better? Yes. I think AEW not messed up, because let's be honest about where all of this falls in the grand scheme of AEW things. These are 2 squash matches that they had to build talent in their tag team tournament that they were actually trying to get over. I don't know if SP3 is frozen or I am frozen at this point. Usually it's me.
I think
I feel like I've actually gone on long enough. Okay, it was SP3 this time. Thank God.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was you that time. Yeah, so it's fine. But usually it's me, so that's why. Let's be honest about where this all falls in the grand scheme of things. It was 2 squash matches designed to get the 2 teams that are signed, that are in their tournament, over. It's really not that big of a deal. And do I think they could have rearranged things? Do I think things could have been laid out a little bit better? Sure. But I don't really care about how it was arranged and how it was laid out. The biggest thing here is what actually went down. And what actually went down is that they said 3 minutes is not enough. It doesn't benefit anybody. Deuces, we're out of here. And
the fact that they're just like, oh no, it was okay with everybody. You literally described a situation where you told them that 3 minutes is not enough. They said they would communicate that to who they needed to communicate to. So I would imagine, me personally, if I was Tony Khan and say Jeremy is the producer, is coming back to me and telling me Miranda Alize and Nixon Newell, who are just here for the second week or third week that they're supposed to be here, have said that the 3 minutes they have been booked for tonight's show is not enough. I would have been like, who are they talking to? They can leave.
Yeah,
they can leave. Like that's how it was presented by by Tony Khan, and then the producer made it sound very nice by the time he got back to Nixon and Miranda, to the point that Nixon and Miranda was like, "Oh, everything was fine. They said it was fine. They said we could go." Yeah,
Of course it was.
That's
Again,
what you think. That's how they made it sound.
If I'm Tony Khan, yeah, I would have been fine with this. Like, okay, you don't want to do this 3-minute match. You guys can go. That's fine. Like, we got other people who would be willing to do this and get this spot, and then they'll look great. Shout out to High End and Maya World. Like, they took this opportunity and they're like, hey, we'll put in some good equity and gain good brownie points with the company here by doing this, and hopefully it works out for them in the end. It's like, yeah, you guys can leave. Yeah, there's no bad blood. They're not. AEW is not hurt at all by these two who have had 2 television appearances, 1 match in their company leaving. It doesn't hurt AEW at all. Most people probably did not know this team existed. And if they did, what do they know about them? That they lost in 2.5 minutes to Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir after a backstage pre-tape with Anna and Ty. That's all they know about this team. It's not that big of a deal. They weren't even promoted for this match. It was just Ty J in action. I do believe on that point of, like, no one would have known this was a thing until Miranda started tweeting that it was a thing. I can buy that. I mean, at some point, somebody probably would have talked, but it's not like this was an announced match. And then it's like, wait a second, where's Miranda and Nixon? Why is it High End and Maya World? Oh, no. It was just Ty J in action. That's it. And that's who they faced, High End and Maya. They lost. You move on because Ty J's got Blood and Guts and then the tag team tournament. They have Blood and Guts? They're not in Blood and Guts. No, they're not in Blood and Guts. No.
Not
All right, well, they got the tag team tournament regardless. So it's like, yeah, everyone would have just moved on with that. Maybe they would have been like, wait a second, I thought Nixon and Miranda were supposed to face Ty J at some point, because why'd you do that backstage segment and then never did the match? Instead, you did Marina and Megan as the match.
Yeah.
But again, in the grand scheme of things, this is not an important thing in the world of AEW. This is a women's tag team squash match on Collision. Is there a lower point on the totem pole than a women's tag team squash match on Collision? When you really think about it, they just introduced
tag team squash match in Ring of Honor. That's the only thing lower.
Sure, but that's ROH. Like, nothing on ROH matters. In the world of AEW, is there a lower totem pole than a women's tag team squash match on Collision? They just introduced these women's tag team titles. Not like this is something that's been super established on here. It's Collision, so it's already the secondary show. And it's a squash match on here. Maybe a trios squash match on Collision. Maybe that's of a similar level. But a women's tag team squash match on Collision is the lowest of the low in the world of AEW. I'm sure Miranda and Nixon will stream again and have more to say.
They'll have plenty more to say, and they'll have more explanations about what doesn't benefit them. But she only got 1 year left, so we shall see.
And that's a thing when people are talking about, like, oh, how could you not want Nixon and, use her and everything else. The thing is, Boggs kind of saying that, I don't want to misinterpret sort of what you were saying here, Boggs, but saying, here's my thing, is Nixon around Windsor's level? I think so for sure. Windsor was hot-shotted into an angle. Newell was given short matches, arguably squash matches. So Nixon said she had 2 years left at the beginning of this year, which means she has 1 year left by the time we're rolling around to November. You're not going to put a lot of time and effort into somebody who says they're going to be done at the end of the year next year.
And it's also the fact of what we were hearing. What was the reports from earlier this year? What was the Will Ospreay interview, or one of the Will Ospreay interviews that got a bunch of attention this year? It was him talking about AEW and how they view former WWE stars or WWE released talent and them coming into the company. They were like, oh, we think that they should go on the independent scene and prove themselves there first before we give them a shot here. There wasn't going to be a lot of people that leave or get released from WWE that would be coming over to AEW. That's the point that I made on the stream yesterday, where I was just like, you kind of like Nixon Nowell, that you can kind of see in a way that she might have messed this up for other people, other former WWE stars that wanted to get a look and an opportunity at AEW and were probably willing to take the 3 minutes to get an opportunity out there. I don't think that we should be being like, oh, she was just given short matches and squashes. Do you know that Windsor was given matches on Ring of Honor to lose before she came to AEW? So don't try to reinvent history, because that's revisionist history, what you just said in that comment. She did not come into an angle first. No, she came in to lose to Athena a few times on Ring of Honor TV and a Ring of Honor special in Australia, and that earned her the opportunity to get an angle when she got signed to AEW. There's multiple people. Will Hobbs signed with AEW, got squashed in 15 seconds by Orange Cassidy. Now he was in the main event of AEW Dynamite. He's a reigning AEW Trios champion. Kyle Fletcher came in to lose with Mark Davis in Aussie Open. He was just going to be used in a tag team. He got squashed and was used as jobber to the stars for a full year before he got pushed at the end of last year. And now he's the TNT champion and viewed as a future face of this company. Konosuke Takeshita started on AEW Dark, losing most of his matches. The first time I saw Takeshita, he lost a 10-minute matchup to Jay Lethal on an episode of Rampage, and me and 20 other people were watching. That's how he started. Now he's IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Don't get me started on, oh, she was just given short matches and squashes. Willow Nightingale was just given short matches and squashes, and now she is arguably the next AEW Women's World Champion. Let's stop all of that.
This is how AEW is largely built a lot of their talent, especially if they didn't come from WWE. But you make the point of some of the WWE people think they should kind of be in a better position immediately. And no offense to Nixon Tegan, it's not like she was a top name in WWE. She was unfortunately injured a lot of her time, and she was NXT kind of at best with things. Like, she had a few matches on the main roster, nothing super memorable, certainly nothing to where it's like she was a featured person on the main roster. She wasn't even that featured in NXT. Like, no. Most of her stuff was years ago with Dakota and everything. So it's not like, yeah, she had a bunch of equity coming in as a hot name from WWE. So they were basically treating her like an unsigned independent talent, which if you're upset, if she's upset about like, I deserve better than that, all right, that's her right to believe that. And if she doesn't want to do the 3-minute matches, that is her right to do that. But this is where she's at now. So,
it's yourself.
Yeah.
We can move on now. I know
you mentioned
talk New Japan, but I do have a TikTok game for us.
Okay.
As well. So we could close out with New Japan. How about that? You okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. So TikTok time. I have another King of the Hill. And yes, it is a King of the Hill specifically made for Jeremy Lambert, because we did King of the Hill of 1990s worst matches. Or no, we did King of the Hill of WWE worst matches last time we did this. Yeah. Now we're going to do some of the worst pay-per-views. Who is the King of the Hill of worst pay-per-views?
Okay.
That's what we're going to do on this occasion. Are you ready, Jeremy?
Yeah, as I'll ever be.
King of the Hill, first matchup. WrestleMania 9 versus Royal Rumble 2015.
All right, see, I'm gonna have to...
WrestleMania. I got you. You don't have to look up anything.
Yeah, you got to jog my memory. Okay.
WrestleMania 9 was just featured in a documentary, so it's easy to remember. That's the one where Hulk Hogan comes in last minute and steals the WWF Championship after Yokozuna beat Bret Hart. It has Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez, which features a chloroform spot for a DQ finish. You got the Doinks. The dual doink spot with Crush against Crush on that night. The only good matchups on the show is Shawn Michaels versus Tatanka and the Head Shrinkers versus the Steiner brothers.
That was good.
Royal Rumble 2015. That is the infamous night where Roman Reigns got The Rock booed in front of Philadelphia. That is, it's been culturally panned as the worst Royal Rumble in modern history and in WWE history, for that matter. That Bryan Danielson returning for the first time in nearly a year just to get eliminated in 10 minutes, with Shattered Dreams popping up on the Titantron right after he was eliminated. It does have a great matchup with Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, and John Cena for the WWE Championship. It has I think it also has Dean Ambrose. Yeah, Dean Ambrose. No. Yeah, I think it is. Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens. No, that's next year. That's the 2016. Yeah, 2015. 2015 is really just memorable for the Royal Rumble and the triple threat matchup.
It does not have a Dean Ambrose match. As the Bellas against Paige and Natalya, and the Usos against
Ambrose
Mizdow.
Was in the Rumble.
The Ascension against the New Age Outlaws. Jesus.
Oh, it's bad. It's a bad show. I told you, it's one good match on the show, and then the Royal Rumble is absolutely horrible.
Yeah. I really like the triple threat match though. Yeah, that's a really good match. That's a really strong match.
I would say that's the best match out of these two shows.
Oh yeah, easily. I mean, Shawn and Tatanka is like, it's good, but it's not like top tier or anything. Head Shrinkers and Steiners is very good, but yeah, the triple threat match is way above those. I gotta go WrestleMania 9 though. WrestleMania 9 has like the charm of being awfully bad that I fully love. Like, the documentary is so funny to me in the way they talk about that show. There's not like the best match is just like a good match. Hey, I think Head Shrinkers and the Steiners is the best match on the show.
Yeah. And
like, it's good, but it's not like in the history of WrestleMania matches, does this thing crack like the top 50? You know, like it's not even close on there. At least that triple threat match in the history of Royal Rumble matches, take out the actual Royal Rumble.
It's probably like top 5, top 6 Royal Rumble matches.
There's a charm of this WrestleMania. The fact that it's WrestleMania, the outdoor venue in a parking lot, effectively. It's got the Undertaker and Gonzalez with that sucked. The ending with Yoko and Hulk, the tag team match with Hulk and Brutus, the whole stuff with Hogan's black eye, and was it a jet ski? Was it Macho Man's fist? There's so much terribleness on this show. Yeah, WrestleMania 9 for me.
WrestleMania 9 versus WWE Crown Jewel 2018. DX versus the Brothers of Destruction.
Yeah.
You got I think it's there's a couple of minuscule matches, but yeah, it's just an awful show. It's just a really bad show.
Yeah.
Oh, Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman is on that show. That was after Roman had leukemia.
I still gotta go. I gotta go WrestleMania 9 still. Crown Jewel wasn't good. Like, and that Brothers of Destruction match sucks. You know, we've talked about it. We've watched it. We've reviewed it. Oh, that's got Shane McMahon and Dolph Ziggler in the World Cup final. Okay, I might have.
Yeah, where Shane McMahon became the
best in the
world.
Oh shit, that might sway me on this. Honestly, Shane McMahon beating Dolph Ziggler in 2.5 minutes. Nixon Newell would have walked out on this shit if she's like, you want me to lose to Shane McMahon in 3 minutes? Absolutely not. I'm getting out. That does nothing for me. Man, this has This has the unfortunate, like, this was around the Jamal Khashoggi
Yeah.
killing as well,
Mhm.
and like they still went to this show. Like that's not good either. Oh man.
No.
Oh, this is tough. This is, man, Shawn Michaels coming back out of retirement for this shit as well. Ooh. I'm gonna go with Crown Jewel.
I think that was the
honestly.
right move. I think it was the right.
It's tough. That's very tough. That's very tough. But I'm gonna lean towards Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel 2018 versus TNA Victory Road 2011. Jeff Hardy versus Sting.
Oh boy. All right, what else is on this Victory Road show? Let's see.
Oh, it's a bad card. It's a really bad card.
Let's see what else is on this Victory Road show. Jeff Hardy and Sting's an all-timer type of thing.
It is.
For the co-main event ended at a double count out with Mr. Anderson and Rob Van Dam.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds terrible. Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray opens this show in a Falls Count Anywhere match. AJ Styles and Matt Hardy like seems okay, but it went 18 minutes.
It's not. It's the worst version of Matt Hardy.
Yeah, and it went 18 minutes. Like, I'm sorry. I love AJ. I don't need an 18-minute AJ Styles Matt Hardy match. Kazarian, the Bucks, and Robbie E, Ultimate X. That feels like one of the most unmemorable Ultimate X matches of all time.
Probably is.
I feel like this was a bad show from everything that I remember, but I don't think it has, outside of the Sting angle, and that wasn't even an angle, that was just a very unfortunate situation. I'm gonna still go with Crown Jewel because it's not TNA's fault that Jeff Hardy showed up in the condition that he is. I mean, maybe you can place some blame on them, but like it's certainly not Sting's fault that happened. That was just a bad situation. WWE actually booked this Crown Jewel show and thought like, hey, this is going to be good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to go Crown Jewel.
All right. Crown Jewel 2018 versus TNA Victory Road 2009. Jenna and Sharmell.
Oh, all right. What else is on that show?
That has Samoa Joe in his Nation of Violence gimmick. It's got AJ Styles and Kevin Nash
for the Legends title, man. Samoa Joe and Sting. All right, so I'm on Cage Match. Do you know the highest rated match on
I think
this
it's
show?
like X4.
This pay-per-view got a 1.6, mind you, which I think is slightly better than Victory Road 2011. No, it's actually worse. 2011 got a 1.95. But do you know the highest rated match on the 2009 show, SP3?
No. What is it?
All right. I got to pull it back up because I went to 2011. The highest rated match on the 2009 show is... Oh, it's very close. I got to... Okay. It is Samoa Joe and Sting.
Okay.
At a 4.4. This show got nothing over a 4.5. Not a single thing over a 4.5.
So they couldn't get anything above 2 stars.
Yeah, man, that's a bad show as well.
That's an all-timer. Man. It's universally known as TNA's worst show.
Yeah.
And it has their worst match, one of the worst matches in wrestling history, in my opinion.
It does.
It's this and Butterbean and Minoru Suzuki for the worst matches I've ever seen.
That's one of the greatest matches ever.
So one of the worst matches I've seen.
Except no slander.
I will be voting accordingly for worst matches of the year.
I still gotta lean towards Crown Jewel because that's such a bloated show as well. It's got like 20 matches on this thing, and then it ends with that main event. Like that, I mean, at least Kurt Angle and Mick Foley's not the greatest main event in the world, but whatever. It went like 15 minutes. All right,
It
fine.
sucks. It's an all-time
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah, but this Crown Jewel show was already like 3 hours long, and then they're like, "Here's this DX and Brothers of Destruction match."
Feels like
Which is
30
not
minutes.
good. Yeah, which was 30 minutes. I'm still
All
going
right.
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel 2018, WrestleMania 27. Headlined by The Miz and John Cena, with The Rock getting involved. You got Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole in one of the worst WrestleMania matches of all time.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff on the show. Undertaker and Triple H, no holds barred. You got CM Punk versus Randy Orton, but you also got the Core versus Santino, Kofi Kingston, and Big Show in Why Are You Here? You got Snooki in a 6-person tag team matchup. I know too much of that card, it seems.
I don't
just
mind
rolled off
Snooki.
like 6 matches.
I don't mind Snooki. I'm way
Edge and
more down.
Del Rio.
Yeah. I'm way more down on WrestleMania 27 because I think people prop it up because of the Undertaker and Triple H match. I don't like this match. I really can't stand this match. Like it's just way too long for me, and like I don't think actually they like do enough. Like I like the Hell in a Cell match the following year. That one's fine. This match I really don't like, and I think the consensus is that people really like this match. I'm not one of them. I'm sorry.
Luke Owen on when I did the best WrestleMania matches list for TLC on Wrestle Talk, he had this matchup at number 3, and
Of all time?
did not have Undertaker and Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 25 on his list at all. I will never get over that. I will be bringing that up to Luke every time I see him. For however long we're friends.
Absolutely not. No, Luke's wrong on that one. No, I don't like this match. So, the Miz had a concussion, and I do feel bad for him.
I mean, the match wasn't good before that.
Nah, the match wasn't good before that either. But you know what this show has that Crown Jewel does not have? The Hate Me Now video. And because of that, it's a redeeming quality of WrestleMania 27. I'm still going to lean towards Crown Jewel.
I mean, I probably would too, because I do like the Undertaker and Triple H matchup, and I like the Randy Orton and CM Punk match, and I think both of those matches are better than anything on Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I don't like the Undertaker and I don't like the Undertaker and Triple H match, but like it's still better than anything on Crown Jewel. And I don't even think it's that great, but Crown Jewel really sucks.
WWE Crown Jewel 2018 versus AEW All Out 2020.
The hell happened at All Out 2020?
That is the first bad or below average AEW pay-per-view in the company's history. That had the Matt Hardy gets a concussion spot against Sammy Guevara. That had a great match with MJF and Jon Moxley in the main event. Really good match with Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page versus FTR. I think Young Bucks and Jurassic Express was good on that card, but the show dies after Matt Hardy gets a concussion.
Yeah, there's the Matt Hardy Sammy match, and then there's that Britt and Swole match, which isn't good.
Yeah, that
but
match
it at least
really bad too.
It's got Mimosa Mayhem, which I find a charm in. So at least this has some redeeming qualities with the FTR Kenny and Hangman match, and like Moxley and MJF wasn't bad either. So this at least has like some matches that are tolerable with everything. Crown Jewel has like nothing. Like it's got, I mean, Ziggler and Seth is probably the best match. Maybe Styles and Joe.
And what did I get? Like 7 minutes?
Yeah, that was not a long match. Yeah, it's got to go Crown Jewel. You're stretching for AEW, which I get because AEW has a good history.
There's only this and one other show that could have made this King of the. So I'll save that for another show because I have a real contender for Crown Jewel now.
Okay.
WWE Crown Jewel 2018, versus WWE Super Showdown 2019. The Fiend versus Goldberg.
Oh no, I love that match.
The Undertaker wins the tournament for the trophy by just
That's
coming
hilarious.
out in his jacket and hat and choke slamming AJ Styles.
That's hilarious though. Wait, Super Showdown what?
Super Showdown 2019. That's the Fiend and Goldberg.
Oh yeah. No, that's Undertaker and Goldberg.
So, oh yeah, 2020. 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. 2020.
All right. That's what confused me. Okay.
Yeah, my bad. 2020.
I mean, 2019's a contender as well, honestly.
I mean, yeah, 2019 could have been on this list too, but I meant 2020.
Yeah. All right. See, I love the Fiend and Goldberg. That's a hilarious match to me. You know what else is very funny? I feel very bad for them. But when Ricochet got the title shot and people were like, oh man, this is going to be such a great match.
People were comparing it to the Bryan match and the Styles match. And then he had a really good matchup with Balor that same year too. And then squashes Ricochet.
And Brock said, none of this shit's working for me, Baldy. You're getting beat in a minute and a half.
He was like, I already got one of your small jobbers. I gave him a good matchup. It was only 8 minutes, but I gave him a good match. I'm not doing that again.
Oh man. I gotta lean towards Crown Jewel 20. I put a lot of stock in the main event when it comes like this main event being 30 minutes of just bullshit kills it for me. Fiend and Goldberg's hilarious. It's 3 minutes. It's very funny to me. Whatever. I can forgive a lot of things if I find like the main event objectively funny. I'm the most objective person when it comes to this stuff. If I find it like very funny and it's like short and just rather inoffensive as far as my taste, which I recognize are different than other people's taste. What I can't forgive is like a bad, long, drawn out, boring ass match. And that's why Crown Jewel still takes it for me. Because all these other shows you've mentioned, the main events haven't been good, but they've all been like 5 minutes and just funny for one reason or another. And so I'm okay with that. Royal Rumble would kind of be the exception on that. And then the AEW one didn't have a bad main event. So yeah, I'm still going Crown Jewel. I put a lot of stock in the main event.
Crown Jewel has defeated now 6 pay-per-views. Can it defeat the final 2 to being the King of the Hill? If you want to talk about long wrestling shows, I got one for you. WWE Crown Jewel 2018 versus WrestleMania 35.
Oh, 35.
35.
Oh. Yeah, that's long, but I can forgive a lot because that has Danielson and Kofi, which is one of my favorite WrestleMania matches ever. Just with one, it's a good match, but the story that goes into it and everything, like I really like that match. And the rest of the card isn't very good. I don't mind I don't mind the main event. It unfortunately comes at the end of like an 8-hour show, and so the crowd was just completely dead by that point.
It's fine. It's just fine.
Yeah, Triple H and Batista.
Seth and Brock is really fun. Quick matchup.
2.5 minutes. Yeah.
Triple H and Batista might be the most offensive match on the show.
Yeah, I love Batista, but unfortunately he had to work with Triple H, and Triple H had to do all his bullshit that he usually does. So I gotta
take your nose ring out for 10 minutes. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, Joe and Ray could have been the best match on the show. Gets 58 seconds. Styles and Orton could have been the best match on the show. Just doesn't even matter by the time we get to the show. Like
no one could see during it either. Yeah. Roman and Drew. Roman was just coming back.
Roman's just coming back. There's not a lot of interest in that one.
I still got to go Crown Jewel, because it does not have any type of standout match. It's tough for me to say WrestleMania 35 when it has a match that I do consider top 10 WrestleMania matches of all time.
Fair. That is fair. All right. The final challenger. Are you ready, Jeremy?
Yeah.
The final boss. WWE Crown Jewel 2018 versus ECW December to Dismember 2006.
If this isn't branded an ECW show, how much different is it? If this is just a standard WWE show, how much different is it? Because that's where it gets hurt, right? Is people wanted ECW, and ECW wasn't ECW at this point. But if it's just a WWE show, it's still an awful show. It's like, whatever. It's a bad WWE show. There was plenty of them in 2006.
Dude, they announced 2 matches before the show.
Yeah, that ruled. That was beastly.
No. It's
beastly.
Because they had no idea what they were doing. That's
hilarious.
That's not beastly.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious. It's not beastly. It's definitely not beastly. It's not beastly. It's not beastly. All right, man, this would be beastly. So easy for me. This would be December to Dismember. I literally have only watched 2 matches from that show. I've gone nearly 20 years and I've never watched that full show. I watched the opener with the Hardys and MNN, and I wanted to see how bad this Elimination Chamber was, and I watched the Chamber back. That's it. I did not watch anything in the middle of that show. Never did. 20 years I'm going on. Never watched it.
I'm still going Crown Jewel.
This man's crazy. This man's out of his mind. All right, Crown Jewel is our king of the hill for worst pay-per-views of all time. Maybe we'll have some more worst pay-per-views, but Crown Jewel will be the champion. There you go. Not there you go.
What was that?
No, I did your rock line. No, there you go. The mana. There you go.
You mentioned Takeshita earlier. He will be facing Yota Tsuji for the IWGP and the IWGP Global titles at Wrestle Kingdom. And also, as we learned over the weekend, it will be Kazuchika Okada against Hiroshi Tanahashi in the main, this is what we're getting to, in Hiroshi Tanahashi's final match. And Okada came out like the dickhead that he is and was like, nobody can follow Tanahashi's final match. I feel bad if people have to follow this. So we should be the main event. Or we can leave it up to a vote. What if we do a vote? Even though Okada's being a little dickhead, he's right. This should be the main event.
It should
I don't know how you follow Tanahashi and Okada, because not only is that what is the crowd, that's what sold the tickets right now. Let's be honest about things. Tanahashi's final match has sold the tickets. Yeah. Not only do you risk like people leaving after that match, you gotta do like a ceremonious thing before after the match. So you're gonna do Okada and Tanahashi. Let's say Tanahashi loses. You're gonna kill the crowd off of that, and then you're gonna give Tanahashi his flowers and stuff, and then it's like, hey, here's Takeshita and Tsuji, which will be a great match. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But the crowd is going to be so down after Okada and Tanahashi, especially if Tanahashi loses. They're going to be so down. Half of them might not even be there anymore. And then they're going to do this main event. It should be Takeshita and Tsuji in the co-main, and Okada and Tanahashi in the main event.
Absolutely. Like this is a no-brainer because it works on multiple levels. To me, it's the no-brainer for New Japan Pro Wrestling because, like you said, Tanahashi's retirement is what has sold over 32,000 tickets for this event. They're going to have nearly 40,000 in the dome. Yeah, you should end it off with the big retirement. The reason why they're there for Tanahashi, give him the final ceremony, give him his flowers, send him off in style. That's how you end this show. This would be the equivalent of Noah a couple of years ago headlining their Tokyo Dome show with Okada versus Kiyomiya instead of Muto versus Naito. This is Muto's final show. It should be about Muto. This is Tanahashi's final Tokyo Dome, final matchup, final show for New Japan Pro Wrestling. He is the GOAT. This is not just that. It's Tanahashi and Okada. Tanahashi and Okada is the rivalry. It is the matchup that has defined Wrestle Kingdom. Wrestle Kingdom 7, Wrestle Kingdom 9, Wrestle Kingdom 10. They headline all 3 of those shows. They will headline for the 4th time if they main event this show. It should be the headline matchup because you really are risking a lot by putting Tsuji and Takeshita in the main event. Like you said, people could leave. People could be worn out or depressed from Tanahashi's retirement and seeing him lose and then having all the emotion of that matchup. They're going to feel drained where they're going to feel quiet, and the coronation of Tsuji is not going to go down as you envision it, with 40,000 people cheering him on as he becomes the new top star of New Japan. They only benefit by putting them in the semi-main event. You can give Tsuji a proper coordination that will be kind of like the ending of the Wrestle Kingdom show, and then Wrestle Kingdom will transform into the Tanahashi final goodbye. That's how I would work it, where you put that in the main event. You have Tsuji and Takeshita in the semi-main event. That is perfectly fine. I think it's a no-brainer. You put Okada and Tanahashi, because not only does it benefit New Japan, it benefits AEW, because their hottest rivalry right now is Okada and Takeshita. We're coming off the heels of Collision past Saturday that had Okada trying to steal and flirt with Takeshita's boo to Kyle Fletcher. Then he turns around. He comes out at the New Japan Roadshow. He confronts Hiroshi Tanahashi in his hometown of Anjo. He makes the challenge for Wrestle Kingdom. They make the match official the next day on the press conference, and this smug son of a bitch says that he should be main event in the Tokyo Dome after he was so adamant, and he said it in his speech, but he was so adamant when he was IWGP World Heavyweight Champion back at Wrestle Kingdom 8, when he was about to be snubbed out of the IWGP Heavyweight Championship match, being the main event, and he was replaced by Tanahashi and Nakamura. He was very adamant. The IWGP World title should be in the main event. I don't think it should be up to a fan vote. But this smug son of a bitch, when it works in his favor, he wants to suggest a fan vote. Why? Because he feels like he is the biggest star and that he should be headlining with Tanahashi, and that Tanahashi's goodbye should close the show. But 2, and the more important part, is because fuck you, Takeshita. Fuck you, Takeshita. I'm taking your Tokyo Dome main event. And then he can come back to AEW and tell Daddy Don, hey, I main evented the Tokyo Dome. What did this guy do? He lost his title.
He's also doing this because, as you mentioned, like years ago when this happened, it did not work for him because Nakamura and Tanahashi got the main event. He knows they're winning this vote. Fans ain't voting for Takeshita and Tsuji to main event over Okada's return to New Japan. Okada, the biggest star in New Japan over the last 15 years or however long. And if it's not him who's the biggest star, it's Tanahashi in Tanahashi's final match. They ain't losing this vote, folks. It's going to be a slaughter if they did this vote. And Okada knows that. And that's why he's throwing it out there of, hey, if you won't listen to me, let's listen to the people. Let's put the vote out there so the people can decide these things. Okada knows this. What a tremendous human being. What a tremendous little dickhead that Okada is.
He is an all-timer dickhead. In wrestling dickheads, it's nothing like Okada.
It absolutely rules. I have no choice but to respect it. And I hope they do get the main event, because they should get the main event. Again, as we mentioned, Okada and Tanahashi is the draw. Okada and Tanahashi is the biggest match you can do. It's Tanahashi's last match. You risk burning out the crowd for a multitude of reasons after this match. Put it on last. I know Okada's being smug and is like, oh, it's not fair to the wrestlers who have to follow us. It truly isn't fair to Takeshita and Tsuji to follow Okada and Tanahashi, because the crowd is going to be on such a downer. Even if Tanahashi wins, they're going to do a big celebration, retirement ceremony. So even if they win, they're still going to be on the down from the ceremony. And it's like, oh my God, I can't believe Tanahashi is really gone with everything. And then look, Takeshita and Tsuji are good enough that they can bring them back up. But you want the best moment. You want the final moment from this show to be what it's all been built around. Because imagine, go ahead.
And then you basically do the Glory by Honor 2020, Glory by Honor 2006 angle, where they set up Samoa Joe versus Takeshi Morishima, where you do a whole big celebration with the whole roster coming out, the whole locker room, and then at the end, when everybody's leaving, Tsuji bumps into Okada and they have a pull apart brawl, and you set up Tsuji versus Okada for a big show later that year.
Imagine if they did Sting's retirement match, and they did Sting and the Young Bucks, Sting and Darby against the Young Bucks, and then it's like, hey, here's Samoa Joe and Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland for the AEW World title. It was a great match, but nothing was following Sting and Darby against the Bucks. You couldn't do it. Joel is here. Hello, Joel.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
Hi, Joel.
I'm outside. It's cold.
I thought you were going to be inside by this point.
I did too. And then when I got on the bus that I needed to get on, I realized, I forgot something at the grocery store. And so I went to go pick it up because I'm a good house person.
Okay. Well, I thought you were going to be home to play this because you have the file.
You can play it off of YouTube.
Well, I have to download it now.
You don't.
Is the problem.
No, you don't. You just present the extra tab.
Take the link and share the tab.
It's fine. It's almost downloaded. It's not a big deal.
I
need to download it anyway. I need to download it anyway because I need the file to add to it because Angelina Love is sending.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because you got all the endorsements.
Yes, yeah. Well, I have 0 endorsements right now, but hopefully they will start rolling in. Fodder actually just messaged me, and he promises he'll get it to me tonight. So, all right, folks. So as we set this up earlier in the show, TNA is doing a Mr. Elegance competition. It's already been decided who won. They're going to sign some independent wrestler. It's a bullshit competition, whatever. But
congratulations to the former Giovanni Vinci.
But me being
that's what it's going to be.
I don't know yet. It just makes perfect sense to do it. He's a handsome man.
But me being me, I was like, I'm going to actually enter this contest. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put together a full-on reel and do this. And Joel volunteered to kind of edit this thing together if I gathered all the clips. Well, I gathered the clips. I shot intros for all of them. Joel edited together, and I must say he did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Fantastical job.
Fantastical, yes. How's that poll?
I'll check the results at the end. But,
all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the Weeds family, I present to you the world premiere of Mr. Elegance. Oh, didn't see you there. I'm in the Weeds as Jeremy Lambert, and I hear you're looking for elegance. Mr. Elegance should know all about championships and supernatural forces.
So loud.
It's fine. Main channel mana, everybody, and here we go. God damn, that is such good shit. And I have been healed, everyone. The mana has healed my shoulder. Mr. Elegance can't be afraid to get a little bit dirty.
Oh no. Oh. Oh dear.
Mr. Elegance must have a drive for this business. everything. Water. Oh.
My laugh.
Mr. Elegance should be beautiful. Mr. Elegance can't be afraid to jump in at a moment's notice. Mr. Elegance, I'm what you're looking for. You did amazing, Joel.
Well done, both of you. Well done.
There are things that I would clean up, but I wouldn't change that cut for the world.
The music is fantastic. The editing
It
is
is.
fantastic. It's really good. It is really, really good.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
folks,
gonna
I'm
come
done
with
a
a
lot.
They're gonna hit
masterpiece.
you back just to say you've made the best entry videos. That's probably
Yeah,
what
they're not going to show it on the air.
No, they're not gonna
it.
show it.
No,
No.
they won't even put it on socials. Ross will put the kibosh on that before you even think about it.
Yeah. I like how it cuts back to Jeremy. He's wearing slightly more clothes. That's the beauty of it. That was the whole point. Is
The
I had
elegance, if you will.
yes, the shirt, and then I had a tie, and then I had the suit jacket or the long sleeve button up, and then the suit jacket, and then the top hat. Yes, this is all well crafted. My lovely wife will tell you. I spent like over an hour, like agonizing over like the shot choices on this. So it was like 20 degrees yesterday, and the video where I'm outside and I'm rubbing dirt on my face. That was like snow and mud out there. And I did 3 takes on that because I didn't get enough on my face the first 2 takes. And so like I did the first take and like I didn't rub it on my face like no I have to. And then the second take I did a little bit but it didn't come through enough. So I had to do a third take. My hand was like frozen after that because I'm digging into the frozen ground on that. I'm jumping off the slide. I broke that slide, by the way.
Oh, no.
It's already busted and beat up, but there's 2 steps to get onto the top of the slide. I stepped on that first little step, the plastic nonsense, broke it straight off. And then I stood on that slide. I was so scared to jump off. Like, this thing is going to collapse. I don't weigh a lot, but I'm like, this thing is going to collapse underneath me. I was scared. I was more scared than jumping off the house. The house is like, whatever. This is dumb, but I'll do it. I agonized over like the shot. My wife was like, "Do we need to get you like a storyboard so you can lay all this out here?" But I had it all planned out. And shout out to my lovely wife for filming all of those intro bits and a lot of the stuff that you saw that we've done on this show and the distraction. Like a lot of that was her doing as well, whether it came to throwing the cake or pouring the cranberry or anything like that. So. Shout out to her. She's fantastical. And great job, Joel. You did fantastic.
Well, thank you.
You did fantastical.
You
Now we
did
just have to
fantastic
get-
as well.
Now we just have to get the endorsements, and then TNA will have no choice but to sign you. It's that 1 year.
I'm gonna wait. I might post this on social. I'm gonna wait to upload the final version on YouTube until we get the Angelina Love endorsement. That's the big one, right?
Yes.
Because one, I don't know if anybody else is going to come through. I trust Angelina will come through because Fodder, again, literally just messaged me about things. And that's the biggest one because we're talking about one half of the beautiful people, TNA Hall of Famer. Like, if you can't get an actual Elegance member to endorse you for this, I feel like Angelina Love and Velvet Sky are the next best thing for it. So I'm very happy to get the Angelina Love endorsement. That one's going to be on YouTube, and that one's going to be the one I send to MLW to TNA.
No,
because
send it to MLW.
I'll send it to
Yeah, I
MLW
was like,
as well.
that would have been awesome if you send it to MLW. Actually,
Like, can you match this?
I'll send it to them as well. Who gives a fuck? But that's
Tag
the one I'm going to
everybody.
send to TNA. That's the one I'm going to send to TNA. But I think here shortly, I'm going to post this cut on socials. And yeah. Thank you everybody for
excited.
supporting my journey for Mr. Elegance.
His fantastical journey as Mr.
This
Elegant.
journey, the journey by elegance.
Dumbest thing we've ever done. And we've done a lot of dumb things.
People are sending in super chats praising it, so clearly we did something right.
You did well. You did well, the both of you.
Louis has okay. We got a few. Kaza says being on maternity leaves mean I can watch my favorite wrestling show live. Joel Jeremy SP3 World's Trios champions. I think the Ops would kick our ass, but you know, I'm
No,
okay
you just got to
with-
take out Shibata. You cut his
Yeah.
brain open and you leave it on the table and you pin him. 1, 2, 3.
Louis sent in $5. Thank you, Louis. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Louis.
And Lab Glass sent in $10 for saying amazing. Thank you, Lab Glass.
Thank you, buddy.
I appreciate everyone's support on this. You know, you guys being here in the chat, showing up daily. It's the reason we continue to do this show and the reason why I continue to do dumb things in the name of this show. So we appreciate you guys. As much as we bury you, we do appreciate you.
Well,
All right, Joel. Do you need to go grocery shopping?
I'm done the grocery shopping. I need to go home. My hands are freezing. So
Okay.
I'll see everyone tomorrow.
Bye, Joel.
Take
Bye,
care.
Joel.
Thank you.
I don't have to show up tomorrow.
I gotta kick Joel off there. Let's get him out of here. All right, SP3. The final results on our poll question here today on this Tuesday, November 11th. How much TV time does Triple H deserve? 1% said 100%. 7% said fantastical time. 25% said all of it, and 67% said this is what we do. There we go. This is what we do.
This is what we do.
NXT preview. I thought it was Gold Rush this week because why are you doing Ricky Saints and Trick Williams in a last man standing match, not part of Gold Rush? It is not Gold Rush this week. That's my preview of the NXT show.
Yeah, NXT doesn't make a lot of sense, but Ricky Saints is facing Trick Williams in a last man standing matchup. I expect this to be Trick Williams' final match on NXT. That should be a good one.
SP3, what did we accomplish today?
There was other matches as well. There was on Grande Americano versus Jasper Troy, the Monster, the Reaper. He ain't winning. El Grande's gonna retain, and then the women's speed tournament. They got who was it? Zaria? No, it's the other matchup. LFG season 2 winner is debuting tonight. Danny Ray, let's go. Danny Selesky making her way to NXT. I can't wait. This is a big show tonight. Can't wait. Let's go. Let's go. Danny Ray is gonna whoop Fallon Edley's ass. She's gonna bring her a fatal fatality to Fatal Influence. Anyway, what did we learn today?
No.
Yeah.
SP3, what did we accomplish today?
What did we accomplish today? We talked about Atlanta season 2. In my opinion, the greatest season of Atlanta. By the way, it has one of my other favorite recurring characters, Tracy. Tracy is hilarious. Tracy was hilarious, and him whooping Ern's ass was great.
Yeah.
So we talked about that. We talked about Monday Night Raw, where Triple H is always here, and it's all about Triple H. Triple H, Triple H, Triple H, because, ladies and gentlemen, he let us know he is the most objective person when it comes to talking about who is the greatest of all time, no matter how many people he says is the greatest of all time. Triple H, Triple H, Triple H. John Cena hit the Grand Slam, became an Intercontinental Champion in a very good matchup with Dominic Mysterio. We talked about that. Talked about the Kabuki Warriors winning the tag team titles, setting up women's war games. Why the women's war games was made much more sense than the men's war games setup, and why it was better and in front of the people, and why the men's war games had to be announced in a backstage area somewhere so William Regal could say war games. We talked about that. We premiered the fantastical video edited by Joel Pearl and performed brilliantly by the greatest in the weeds of all time, Jeremy Lambert, as he will become Mr. Elegance. We accomplished that on today's show as well. And we determined that WWE Crown Jewel 2018 is the worst pay-per-view on our King of the Hill for this week.
The biggest thing we accomplished today is that I am Mr. Elegance. Thank you, Kaza, for the $1. Everyone throw your ones at me. Yes, make sure to give my lovely wife credit for filming the... Much of what you saw outside was filmed by her. Everything, the intro videos that you saw were all filmed by her as well. And if she didn't film it, she probably had a hand in creatively coming up with the idea. And if she didn't have a hand in creatively coming up with the idea, she was the muse for a lot of things. She's an inspiration to me. And Nico Harrison also got fired. We didn't accomplish that, but...
No, we didn't.
SP3, let them know.
Follow me here. Rated Raw review. Sign off, Jeremy. I'm going to play us out. Don't worry. I got you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, folks. We'll be back tomorrow. Myself and Joel Pearl talking about NXT, I guess, for some reason. Hopefully other good stuff happens, and we can talk about that and not NXT. And otherwise, that's it.
The man has come around.